92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I really want to help this dude out who's on the phone for the second date update today, except he won't tell me the complete story of what happened on his date.
No. And it's rare you actually want to help somebody.
Yeah, true. Both. Weird things. He left in the middle of his date to deal with something. And that's where he's being vague. He won't tell me exactly what it is. Jimmy, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's up?
Why don't you tell everybody what happened on your date? Like, you left at some point for what?
I left because I have a bit of a medical issue, and I had to sort of go and deal with it.
So when you say you left in the middle of the date, you got up and just left.
Well, no, it's not like I just got up and walked away. Like I excused myself. I told her I had to go and deal with this thing, and I went outside.
You can't give me a clue at all what the medical issue you had to leave your date in the middle of was for?
No, I really want to keep that private.
Did you give Marissa more information than we're getting right now?
Yeah, I explained the situation to her, and she seemed cool with it initially, but when I came back, I don't know, her energy was different, you know. I tried to get things going again, sparked a conversation, but it's just like we weren't clicking, you know.
And how was the date going up into tell us a little bit about what you guys did before you excused yourself for...
Well, up till then, actually, the date was good. I'm born and raised in Seattle, but she just moved here. So I decided that I would show her some stuff that she hasn't done in Seattle yet. So I know it's going to sound kind of lame, but we rode the monorail.
Okay, so like touristy stuff.
Yeah, so you rode 2 blocks on the monorail, and then you had a whole afternoon to kill after that, right? So.
I know. It's just something like everybody's got to do it once, you know. And it was great. It was a nice time. And then we went and we had sushi.
Okay, and that's when your medical issue came up and you had to excuse yourself.
Yeah.
How long were you gone dealing with whatever your medical issue was?
It was a while. It was like 10 minutes, maybe 15.
Okay.
10, 15 minutes, okay.
Do you think that she believed you when you said medical issue, or do you think she thought you were lying and doing something else?
At first, I thought she was cool with it, but when I got back, I don't know, she seemed kind of pissed off. And so it made me think that maybe she thought I was lying to her or something like that. I don't know.
All right. And then how did the date end with you guys?
We left the restaurant, and then we each got separate cabs. I gave her a hug, and that was about it. And I said, I had a good time, and we should do this again. And she said to text her, and so I have been, but she's not responding.
Nothing. Okay. And how many times have you tried texting her since your date?
About 4 or 5 times.
Okay. So you think it's probably the medical issue thing?
I don't know. Either she doesn't believe me, or it freaked her out, or I don't know. I really don't know.
Since you won't tell us what it is, let me ask you: is it something that would gross her out? I mean, you got to give me a little bit.
It's just that it's a private issue, and I just don't really want to say anything about it. Like, I know it's weird because I'm talking to you on the radio and I'm talking to you. It's just. I don't know.
I guess what I'm trying to say is it a normal medical issue where someone would hear something about it and be like, okay, that's understandable? Or did you go like, oh, herpes are flaring up, I'll be right back?
Please get the herpes.
That would definitely mean you're not going to get a call back.
Yeah.
No, I can promise you it's not herpes.
Now, if we get her on the phone and she tells us what it is, are you going to be upset?
Well, I don't really want her to say.
Okay.
I'm hoping she'll respect my privacy, but... yeah.
Who knows, right?
Well, if it's embarrassing enough,
she'll probably say something. If it's embarrassing enough, you know how the second date updates work. We'll play a song, come back, see if we can get her on the phone and get your second date update, all right?
All right, cool.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Before we make the phone call for Jimmy, who's on the phone right now for a second date update. Jimmy, I got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Are you an arms dealer?
Uh-oh.
Or perhaps an international drug kingpin?
No.
All right. I'm
No,
just making sure. Because he's very mysterious. Very mysterious. If you listen to the first part of the second date update, Jimmy met a girl named Marissa online. They had a pretty normal date. Nothing of note, except for the fact that he left in the middle of it to deal with a medical issue. He won't tell us what the medical issue is. So I'm assuming he was outside in the parking lot selling arms to our enemies.
That's a natural conclusion.
For at least like 15 minutes. Or drugs. I'm not sure which one, Jimmy. I'll figure you out, though.
All right, man. Whatever.
All right. I'll find you out. I smell a rat.
I'm on to you.
Yeah. So, and again, you were gone from the date for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, like for 15 minutes.
All right. And when you came back, that's the point where she seemed like she was ready to end the date and go home.
Yeah, she seemed pretty cold and like not into it anymore.
All right. Well, we'll dial the number. Hope she answers the phone. And if she does, maybe we can get your second date update. All right. You ready?
Yeah, cool. Let's go.
Here we go, man.
Hello?
Hi, is Marissa there?
Yeah, this is her.
Hello, Marissa. How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Yeah,
you are definitely a listener. Do you have a few seconds to talk to us?
I'm sorry, why are you guys... What is this? Why are you guys calling me?
I'm calling you because a listener of ours sent us an email about you.
Really?
Yeah, and they asked me to give you a call.
Okay.
His name is Jimmy, and you went out on a date with him recently.
Oh, no.
Okay, so you remember Jimmy.
Oh, God, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. All right. It sounds like you didn't have a fun time. It sounds like you didn't have a fun time with Jimmy. Jimmy had a great time with you. The reason that I'm calling is he'd love to see you again, but you're not responding to any of his text messages. Judging from your reaction right there, you definitely aren't doing that on accident.
Nope, that's on purpose.
Okay. Is there something that Jimmy did to make you not like him?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Is it the fact that he left in the middle of your date to take care of some sort of medical issue that he won't tell us what the medical issue is, but he described your date to us and said that everything went well until that moment where he got up, left, and came back 15 minutes later, and then you seemed kind of cold and upset.
He told you all of that?
Yep. But he said that he really likes you and would love to see you again. And if he can't see you again, he'd love to know why.
Wow. Okay.
Do you mind telling us what the issue is?
What, his medical issue?
Sure, I'd love to know. He won't tell me.
Yeah, we're dying.
If you want to tell us that, that's fine.
No.
Well, he never actually told me what the medical condition is, so I can't really help you with that.
Damn.
That's
All right.
good.
He wouldn't
Respect the man's privacy.
I know, I want to know. He wouldn't tell us either. Is that it, though? I'm assuming that's what happened.
I mean, we were having dinner, and I was telling him this story, and all of a sudden, he got really quiet and stopped eating.
Okay.
And I could kind of tell that he wasn't really listening to my story, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So he tells me, he's like, so, hey, I haven't told you this, but I have this, like, medical condition, and I need to leave. So I'll be right back. And I was like, okay. And he actually left the restaurant. He walked right out of the restaurant. And I was like, oh, my God, he's ditching me, you know?
Yeah, he told us he went outside. But again, he wouldn't tell us what the issue was either.
Yeah. So I told my waiter, listen, I'm not dining and dashing, but I'm going to leave my purse right here. My date just left, and I need you to find out where he is. So I went outside, and I was searching just everywhere for him, and then finally went around the corner. And there was like this alleyway, and I looked down the alley, and he's sitting there with a homeless guy smoking pot.
What?
Wait, what?
And I don't think he saw me. So I went back into the restaurant.
So he took a weed break in the middle of your date.
Yeah. And I was just like, this is the rudest thing that anyone's ever done to me. I mean,
And he
can't you wait till later?
He was smoking it with some homeless dude?
Yeah. He like bummed it from a homeless guy.
It's weird. Like, it's almost like if he passed by, the guy was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
I can't listen to this date anymore. I got to get outside and smoke with this dude real quick. Is that what it felt like to you?
I was shocked. You know, it was the first date, and my date had gone and smoked pot in the middle of it. I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. I was like, who does that?
Yeah. He could have at least invited you, right, Marissa?
Oh, come on. Marissa, I've been turned off in the past when a guy has gone out and taken a cigarette break. So, I mean, I can sympathize with you on that. Do you feel like he lied to you?
I don't care. Honestly, I just don't care. I just never want to see him again.
Marissa, if you could say anything to Jimmy right now, what would you say to him?
Stop texting me.
Stop texting me. Okay. I would like you now to say that to Jimmy because he's actually on the other line listening.
Shut up.
Hey, Marissa.
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
Yeah.
How's it going?
What are you doing?
Jimmy, did you leave your date to go smoke weed with a homeless dude?
Okay, I did.
Nice.
But it is connected to a medical condition, and I didn't want to say anything, but
Are you stoned right now, Jimmy?
no, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
So you smoke medical marijuana for a legit medical reason.
Yeah, I have anxiety.
Wait.
And so that's what happened that night is she was talking to me, and I started to have like a panic attack in the middle of the conversation, and I had to go because I was getting like all sweaty, and I was like, I gotta go.
Okay, well, who's the homeless guy that you're smoking it with?
Yeah.
How does he fit in?
I don't know. He was actually really cool. And he asked what was up, and I gave him a toke, and he was like, you know, dude, what are you doing? You got to get back in there before she walks out on you. And I'm like, oh, my God, you're right.
Well, is Marissa even on the phone? Marissa, are you there still?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I thought you had hung up. So what do you think of Jimmy's story?
Jimmy, you could have at least just told me what you were doing. I would have understood, if that's what you needed to go do. Instead, you just, I had no idea if you were even going to come back.
In hindsight, you're right. I was just, in full panic, though, and I didn't know what to do because I really liked you, and I think that kind of made me nervous. And I'm sorry.
Well, lesson learned for the next date you go on, if there is ever one.
Oh, that sounds like you don't want to go out with him again, Marissa.
Come on.
No, I don't trust him.
I'll pay for a second date. Will you go out with Jimmy one more time? We'll pay for it.
No, it's not happening.
Weed and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, come
I'll
on.
pay for it all.
You can get in on the action
Yeah.
this time, too.
There's no way I can get you to go out with Jimmy again?
Yeah, I'm just not into guys who leave in the middle of a first date to go smoke with the homeless.
Weird. I guess there's one girl out there who doesn't like that.
Dude, I learned a lesson today.
Yeah. Sorry, Jimmy.
Oh, well. Hey, do you guys want to, hang out sometime?
No, dude, I'm not hitting off a homeless guy's pipe.
Hey, I'm there, bro. Hit me up.
Oh, gosh.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Moving 92.5. Second date update.
When you think of the most fun and romantic times to be dating,
Okay.
I think there's a few eras that definitely stand out. Like the 1950s with drive-in movies and sock hops.
Yeah, and malt.
Milkshake counters, what were those called?
That's not malt
Like where you sat
Yeah.
and you each had a straw?
Yeah, splitting a shake.
That doesn't happen
Shake
anymore.
Shack? No, that's not it either.
Well, there's also the Roaring 20s, too.
Wow.
With
that's
flapper
yeah.
girls and speakeasies. It was always a party. But
Dancing was
probably
lit.
the most romantic era was the Middle Ages.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Just taking that special lady to a book burning, going on a moonlit witch hunt, and while the smell of rotting flesh just wafts through the town, and then you lock lips as the crowd chants, "Burn her!"
Oh, that's so cute.
That was dark.
Would you like to burn the steak, my lady?
Right? Wow. Who are we going to decapitate tonight?
Oh, it gets me in the mood every time, I'll tell
all
you.
right.
And I'm not the only one, because there's another guy out there who knows just how romantic the Renaissance was. His name is Darren. He's on the phone with us right
He's a
now
wizard.
for a second date update. What's up, Darren?
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Yeah.
I'm guessing, I'm going to go out on a limb here, that we're leading to you're a Ren Fair type of guy.
I mean, I don't know if I'm that type of guy, but I did actually go to a Renaissance fair for sure, and I had a blast.
I've been to a few. They're actually really fun, whether you're into it or not.
All people ever tell me about them is the turkey legs or whatever
They're
y'all
so
eat.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You have to buy one.
What's the name of the fair maiden that you took to the Renaissance
nice.
fair?
Yeah.
I was on a blind date. My buddy Troy was really digging on this girl, and so he asked me to be a wingman for him. And
So it was like a group of you that went.
Yeah, there were 4 of us, and so I went, and I was with Melissa.
Okay.
And
Okay.
did you guys dress up for this? I mean, were you in full medieval garb?
Not full medieval garb. I don't have full medieval garb, but
okay.
Troy bought us. I don't know if he was just being nice and probably showing off a little bit. But right when you enter, you can buy a few bits and pieces, and he bought us a hat, and he bought me a scarf with this arm guard. So we kind of looked the part for
Okay.
sure.
Good. That's
Yeah.
good.
What kind of date activities do you do at a Renaissance fair? Like, do they have couples bloodletting?
No!
What do you do that's romantic there?
Bloodletting.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of what that era had.
No, mostly, the most entertaining part at the beginning was just sort of taking in all the people, just watching all the folks who did take it really seriously. I was so surprised at the number of folks who, they had an entire separate wardrobe, or maybe they walk around like this out in the world and I just have never seen them.
I feel like we're hearing a lot about the Renaissance Fair and not so much about Melissa. What did you feel? It's a blind date. You didn't know anything going in.
Well, we were having a blast. I felt like we were just laughing and having fun. It was just really easy.
Was there chemistry? Was there a
I
romancing?
felt like there was. By the end of it, before we went to the jousting match, we were we would be walking and kind of rubbing elbows, and we were getting closer. And
In
Okay.
medieval times, that was practically sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you made
allowed.
babies back then.
Yeah.
She showed her elbows? What?
yeah, she let me see her elbow. Right.
Burn her! Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's good, though.
Were there any lowlights of the Renaissance fair, though?
She did confide that she was a volleyball player in college, and so I figured she was an athlete.
How is that a
Nice,
confession?
bro.
What do you mean confide?
Dude.
Well, we watched the jousting where there were knights on horses, and it was tons of fun. And then they opened up this sort of participant jousting section where you had to stand on a log and you sort of poke each other with these foam tip lances, and
Okay.
so we jumped on the balance log and started goofing with each other with these lances, and she throttled me. She landed me a hit, a glance off my shoulder and hit me in the neck, and I went
Ow.
down.
Oh, no.
Did she apologize?
She was laughing. Troy was laughing. His date was laughing. I just sort of played it off like everything was cool, but I don't know if it was the mead or the grog or whatever. But I jumped back on that log and I went after it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
no.
You
Beat
you
her
saw
up.
red.
Yeah, I just wanted, I just wanted to let her know that yes, you're an athlete, but I can play this game too.
Oh, so competitiveness. Okay.
I've been working with a lance for years,
Yeah.
so I'm going to show you who's boss.
Is that fun?
I was having a good time. I was a little worried, and am a little worried that I might have taken that just a little too far.
I'm a man. I can't get beat by a woman. That's kind of like the vibe
It sounds
you're sending
like-
off right
But
now.
it's in keeping with the Renaissance theme.
Yeah.
So you're just in character. That's not showing who you really are. Right?
But I think that we had enough of a great time that I could put it back together. We laughed and giggled almost the whole time. It was really fun.
How did the Renaissance fair end between you two? Was there a kiss or a hug?
There wasn't a kiss or a hug because we were in the sort of duo date moment, but I definitely left showing interest, and I asked for her number, and she seemed very eager to give it another run.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
let's see what she has to say. We're going to play a song. We'll come back. We'll call the fair maiden Melissa for you, and we'll try and get you your second date update. All right, Darren?
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, hold on. If you're just tuning in for the second date update, we've got Darren on the phone. He recently wingmanned for his buddy at a Renaissance fair. Yeah. And his blind date there was a woman named Melissa. He says they had a great time together, checking out the medieval merch, drinking mead. But things got a little weird when they did some playful jousting using foam lances. Because Darren lost to Melissa in the first round, got knocked off his perch, so he was embarrassed and came back, went full Sir Galahad on his date.
What's that?
I think we know what that means.
It's famous knight from the Renaissance times.
Galahad? Oh, never heard of it.
Okay, well.
Talk about Sir Arthur. That's what I'm talking about. Merlin, baby.
Okay, well, Darren knows who Sir Galahad was, and he channeled that and, basically beat the crap out of Melissa with the foam lance. So he's worried maybe he got a little too intense in the moment, and that could be the reason that she's been blowing him off. Is that right, Darren?
That is right. Yeah. Pretty much recapped it pretty well.
He liked it all.
He's still laughing, thinking about the
like
memory
that.
of knocking her to the ground.
Well, and it was like, it sounds like you were kind of intimidated that she was a collegiate athlete to me. I mean, Alexis was a collegiate athlete on our show.
That's
I mean, do
true.
dudes get really competitive with you because they knew you'd...
I mean, if I was to get beat by a guy, though, I wouldn't stop till I can try to beat him. So I think you have a good chance of getting her back.
Oh, she just wants
so that
vengeance.
she can joust you again.
That's awesome.
Okay.
I love that.
Good.
Okay, well, let's give her a call and find out what the reason is. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is this Melissa?
Yeah.
Hi, Melissa. My name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. You have a second to talk with us?
I guess. This is strange.
Sorry, I know it's a little bit weird, but I'm here with my co-hosts, Brooke and Jose.
Hey.
And Alexis is here, too.
Hi, Melissa.
Hi. What is this about?
This is about a segment that we do called the Second Date Update. It's where if you go out with someone and afterwards, if they're not calling you back, you can email our show and we'll reach out to your date for you to try and figure out the reason why they're ghosting.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
It doesn't.
I don't know. I don't know who would be calling you about me, but okay.
Well, the guy that emailed us, maybe you don't recognize him in his normal clothes, but maybe if he's wearing his night costume.
Oh, okay. It sounds familiar.
Okay.
It still sounds crazy, but it's...
Yeah, I'm talking about Darren.
Mm-hmm.
That you went to the Renaissance Fair with?
Yes, we did. We did that.
Okay. The reason that Darren reached out to us is because he says he had a great time hanging out with you, but afterwards you've been blowing him off, and he's not quite sure why.
Well, first of all, I think it's crazy that he's reaching out to get in touch with me. That is beyond. But I'm going to, I'm going to go along with this and say, yes, we had a good time. It was great.
Well, if you had a good time, how come you're not calling him back then?
Is it because he got a little too competitive when he was jousting you? I mean, he told us that you took him down and his little male ego got hurt, and so he got up and maybe got a little too competitive.
Yes, he did. He did get competitive. And I mean, I'm competitive too, so I definitely understand the spirit of retaliation.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay.
And I also understand how fragile the male ego is. So I let him win a couple, after that,
Oh, you let him win.
Oh, he didn't know
Yeah.
Was that a turnoff? Was that why you don't like
No,
him?
I mean, I'm used to that. I'm a woman, so I'm used to
Yeah,
that.
right.
Yeah.
Things like
For
that.
sure.
So it wasn't terrible. We laughed a lot. It was cool. But we were walking around and stuff, and he said something to me that threw me off.
Okay.
At the time, I didn't really know. So I said to him that I had never been to a Renaissance festival, which I hadn't.
Okay.
He said that he had never been to a Renaissance festival, which I didn't find unusual because it's not like people go to those all the time. I guess I don't know.
All right.
He said that he hadn't been to that type of festival, but he had been to a fairy festival.
A fairy festival?
Oh.
Like elves and fairies? Is that what you mean?
No, like furry, like
Oh,
you know, like
furry.
Furry.
Like
Way,
furries.
way different.
Furry.
That's
Yeah.
not the same.
Oh, my gosh.
No.
Furries where you dress up in the big animal costumes and they say it's not necessarily a sexual thing, but you...
It is,
But
though.
the romance happens.
Well, based on, okay, so I didn't know what that was, but I was just like, okay, I was just going to take that home because I like to Google things. So when
Oh, God.
got
Oh,
home,
you're in for
So
it.
I looked into it, like, what kind of festival is this? Thinking, like, well, maybe we could do that the next time,
Yeah.
I mean, you could.
So I looked it up, and I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
so I guess I don't need to tell y'all. You said it's like a festival for,
I think they call them conventions.
Orgies.
I don't know that they always are though, because I had a girlfriend stay at a hotel once that had a furry convention going on.
She hooked up with one, didn't she?
No, but there was like schedules for like nap time in the lobby where they would all go cuddle together. What? And she said when you would get in the elevator with them, they would all pack in together because they like to be really close and tight together.
I haven't heard of this. I don't.
Are
That's
you-
what my
think this
friend
is normal.
said.
Oh, really? Was it really your friend, quote unquote? I have
She was
this
on a
weird
work
friend
trip.
who's,
I swear.
and I just happen to know all the details about the convention from what she told me. Obviously, I didn't go.
I think it's fascinating.
Okay, but for you, Melissa,
But I've
the
heard that
furry.
it's not always sexual. That's what I'm saying.
But for you, Melissa,
well, what I read was quite sexual, and it was quite freaky and a little bit too freaky for me. And I'm like, if we go out, I don't want him trying to, put me in some.
Bunny
No.
rabbit.
You don't want to be a little panda bear?
No, I didn't want this to escalate into anything that I was not comfortable with. So I just decided that I wasn't going to call him back. That's all.
I'm sorry. I know that you don't like escalating things, but I have to escalate this conversation just a little bit and let you know Darren has actually been on the other line listening, and he heard everything that you said.
Why would y'all set me up like that?
I'm sorry.
It's part of the show.
He was desperate.
Darren, take off your giant squirrel head. Are you still there?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I am still here. I am.
Did you hear what Melissa said? Why she's freaked out?
I did. I'm like, I actually forgot that I even brought that up. It was like not even a thing for me. It was just like a silly little, wingman date kind of experience, similar to this like Ren Fair thing.
You wingmaned at a furry convention
Who are
too?
you hanging out with?
I think it's fine.
It was not pitched to me as a furry festival. It was pitched to me as like a animal costume thing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, honestly, like I was curious, and there was some really interesting behaviors going on,
Yeah.
and I was just sort of a fly on the wall.
Melissa,
Oh, you watched.
Melissa, are you listening to him? I mean, I think it sounds like he went to this thing once. He wanted to see what it's about, check it out. I mean, I don't think he's going to put you in a puppy costume anytime soon.
Yeah, I could have overreacted. Google will have you doing that, though.
It's like,
Dude, you're right.
But Darren, did you participate? I know you were a wingman, but did you participate in any of the extracurricular?
Oh my God!
The adult stuff.
I get what you're asking, Melissa, and I'm so embarrassed that I have to answer this, but no, I did not participate. I watched some interesting stuff go on, but I did not do any of it.
Okay.
I think that it's cool, Melissa.
Don't you think just watching people do weird stuff is maybe worse than just participating?
Guys,
No,
I don't.
Kink shame,
Oh, okay.
What's wrong with just
Look,
bars?
okay.
I know people have to go to these places.
We do go to bars, but you're dressed like a squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People watching is okay, but
That's
Yeah.
a little different, though.
At least he didn't wingman at BronyCon. Then it'd be a different story, maybe.
I'd still be okay with that.
Okay.
I know.
I don't even know what that is. What is BronyCon?
Don't
man.
Google anything anymore.
Oh,
I'm
man.
like, I can't believe that I'm letting you all let me know that I'm a square. This is terrible.
Well, hold on. Maybe we
Like, I don't know.
maybe we can round you out a little bit because we want to offer to send you on another date with Darren, and we'll pay for it. Doesn't have to be to any convention. Maybe just a normal dinner date.
That might be a better reset.
Yeah, you could start by wearing a wig, and then we'll build up to like more and more of a costume thing. Oh, Darren loves it.
There you go. He's trying to watch.
Okay, as long as he wears one too.
Okay.
Oh, so that's a yes.
That is a yes.
All right.
Yay!
I think that's awesome.
Congratulations,
All right.
Darren. You got your second date.
we did it. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Melissa, you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, you won't be disappointed until he takes off the giraffe costume.
Oh my gosh.
You're saying he's
A
overcompensating.
little bit.
Moving 92.5.
We have a girl named Meg on the phone for a second date today, and in her email, Meg said that after her date, she was super disappointed in herself.
Oh, man, Meg, don't be too hard on you.
Yeah, so before we go any further, Meg, I just want you to know the feeling is mutual. We're all super disappointed in you too, okay?
No. That's fair.
No, it's a good thing because there's nowhere else for you to go from here but up. Okay, so just remember, we couldn't possibly think less of you than we already do right now. So with that in mind, tell us about your date. Who's the guy you disappointed?
He doesn't speak for us.
Well, I met this guy named Sergey.
Ooh.
I swiped right because I thought he was cute, and he ended up being cute in person, too.
Okay, so I see what you're saying, Jeffrey. She is at the bottom.
Yeah.
She's hit rock
you
bottom.
gotta give her a chance.
I mean, obviously, things are bad, Meg.
Yeah, but I'm still just really confused.
Aw.
Okay, so wait, can we start with the disappointment or do we get to the disappointment? Where does that come in?
Yeah, let's get to the disappointment. Why don't
Okay.
you start at the beginning and tell us a little bit about what you and Sergey did?
So when we talked on the phone, we learned that we both love to travel, and
Shocking.
he's gone to a bunch of places that I have on my bucket list, like Machu Picchu, and I decided that instead of going to, a normal, boring sit-down dinner, it'd be kind of fun to experience other cultures together and try street food from around the world.
Okay,
Oh, cool.
so you booked 2 one-way tickets around the world and set off on your adventure.
No.
We went across the globe, and we started with South America. Had some carne batata kebab from Peru and some chorizo sausage.
Oh, so you planned out meals from around the world by finding different restaurants where you could go get appetizers, essentially.
Exactly. It's like
Cool.
a little snack walk.
Oh man,
like that.
my heart is already full. If someone took me on a snack walk, that sounds amazing, doesn't it?
Well, it was going really well, but I should have stuck with South America, I guess, because I decided to take us to a French spot, and I insisted that he try some street quiche. And
Street quiche. I don't know that that's a thing.
What does that sound like? Illegal.
So, street quiche, are these actual restaurants or are these carts that you're finding on the side of the road?
no, they're food trucks.
Oh, you're at
Okay.
food trucks.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you're walking up off the street, but man, street quiche will get you.
That's what they say.
Yeah, it's written right there on the side of the truck. It'll get you.
15 minutes after he had the street quiche, he was just in really bad shape. He was heaving.
Oh.
I was sweating. It was really scary. So I took him to urgent care, and I felt terrible because of this stupid street quiche. And so the nice thing was that our conversation was a little bit surfacey at the food trucks, but in the waiting room, he opened up a little bit.
That's nice.
In between heaves and cold sweats, he's opening up to you?
See, that's the secret to getting a guy to open up to you. Put him in the hospital, and he'll tell you exactly what you want to hear.
Oh, yeah.
Get him vulnerable.
He was crying to you, is what it sounds like. What did he tell you about? What'd you talk about?
Oh, we just talked a little bit about our families and where we grew up, and we tried to not talk about food.
Good.
So obviously I cut it short because he wasn't feeling well. I stayed until he saw the doctor, and then I offered to take him home, but he just insisted on getting himself a lift and taking care of himself, and we had a really, polite hug, and that's kind of how things ended. I sent a check-in text to let him know that I had a good time before the heavesies. But, he's not really, there's no flirting or extra engagement. It's all very polite.
Well, I would assume that he's very embarrassed. Anyone who's got food poisoning. I mean, I'm assuming that he had food poisoning from the street quiche. It's not your best look.
So why are you
Right?
disappointed in yourself after this? Because the quiche didn't kill him? Or did you want to get to the rest of the countries?
No, because the quiche didn't kill me. It was, I feel a little responsible because I was the one telling him to try some food from my country.
Oh.
Oh, no. Your country hurt him.
Your heritage food.
Yeah. I want him to know that he shouldn't feel embarrassed.
Or be afraid of the French.
So when did he get released from the hospital? When's the last time that you talked to him?
It was about a week and a half.
I'm sorry. If I got food poisoning on a first date, I wouldn't be calling the guy back either.
No. All you think about when you think about them is the terrible night you had.
It's like he's not going to eat quiche for at least 20 years, and you're associated with it, so...
Well, that's what I thought, but then after he got sick, he kind of opened up to me, so I'm a little confused why we were able to have this authentic, meaningful conversation and then nothing.
Yeah.
All right, Meg. Well, why don't you go grab a plate of quiche? We'll play a song and come back, and we'll call Sergey for you and get your second date, all right?
Thank you.
Okay, hold on. Joining us for part 2 of the second date, we're on the phone with Meg. She went out with a guy named Sergey and accidentally gave him food poisoning on their date.
She didn't give it to him, but yeah.
She took him on a little tour of all the food trucks in their neighborhood, and she forced him to eat some street quiche.
Didn't force him.
Asked him, whatever, which made him open up. Just maybe not in the way she hoped, because he became violently ill, and she had to bring him to urgent care. And once they released him, he has not reached out to her for another date. So, Meg, we're going to try our best to figure out what's going on with Sergey.
Thanks, you guys. I really hope street quiche didn't just ruin everything.
Well, it did ruin a lot of things. Yeah, probably his pants. But I just think he's embarrassed. I think if we can get through that piece for him, then it seems like a pretty easy second date situation.
Man, I sure hope so. I liked him a lot.
All right, Meg. Well, let's call Sergey and find out why he's ghosting you. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Sergey, please?
This is Sergey.
Hey, Sergey. This is young Jeffrey. Do you have a minute to chat with us?
I'm sorry, who is this?
It's young Jeffrey. Are you familiar with us at all?
Hey, hi guys.
So yes, you listen, or yes, you're cool that we're calling you.
I'm sorry, I'm just a little confused by all this. Why are you calling me?
It's a good question.
Yeah, great question.
Well, we're doing something called a second date, where we ask people who have gone out on a date recently why they're not calling the other person back. So you recently took out a woman named Meg, and she told us a little bit about what happened. Yeah, she feels bad about it, and she's really hoping to get another chance with you. She just wants to know what the reason is, why you're not getting a hold of her.
Okay.
And for the record, she feels terrible about the street quiche situation. We heard about that.
Yeah.
She told you about that?
Yes.
I mean, if you're going to describe the date, it's a pretty big moment. Like, that would be the highlight, right?
Yeah.
So you think me vomiting everywhere was a highlight of the date?
Okay, bad low light. I mean, just a definitely spotlight.
A memorable moment
yeah.
from the date.
Important.
I see.
Are you embarrassed? Is that why you're not calling her back?
No, I mean, I had a good time. She's very nice.
Even with all that, you had a good time.
Before that,
Yeah.
that part wasn't real fun, but yeah, no, she's great. She's very nice.
She's great. Okay. Did you guys have chemistry?
Yeah, we had fun. We chatted, had a bunch of food. You heard about the quiche fiasco, so yeah, she was nice to hang out with.
I don't understand.
So why aren't you calling this great, nice, fun girl to hang out with?
Bottom line, she just deserves, someone better than me. I can't be honest about my past.
Whoa.
I haven't been dating for a while, and I was thinking I should get back into it or something, but she'd be much better off with somebody, than me.
That could handle their quiche.
No, that's terrible. Like, what do you mean? She really liked you a lot. Like, what could be so terrible in your past that makes you undateable for her?
I just think I shouldn't be dating. She deserves a guy that can just be wide open about everything, and that's just...
What can't you be open about with her? Did you get in trouble with the law or something?
Oh, I was thinking divorce.
No, it's not. It's not divorce. I don't think... If she found out, I just don't think she could accept me. It's not a common kind of thing like that. So I keep saying it, but I think I just should not be dating right now, and especially with her, because she's great, and she took care of me when I was sick and all that kind of stuff. So she's really got that sweetness in her, and I am just
a terrible person.
Aww.
Well,
What?
in the past, yes. I mean, but it just not now.
Did you commit a crime or something? Like, you're painting yourself as a very negative person.
And you sound lovely.
Yeah.
Like, I would go have a beer with you.
Yeah.
I mean,
no
I'm a terrible judge of character. Yeah, no quiche. Like, I don't think you're giving yourself a shot, man. You can't decide for other people what they can and they can't handle.
Yeah, but you don't necessarily need to lay stuff on others. I mean, there's a level, and mine's pretty excessive. So it just.
So yeah, just quit. Good idea.
So okay. So whatever you did in your past is so bad that you think you deserve to never have love and be single the rest of your life. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what I've been struggling with, the whole dating somebody. Meg was my first date, and she was great. And I just, it's kind of like either you hurt yourself, sports injury, let's step back on the field, but you're like, oh my gosh, no, I'm not ready at all. This is still very painful kind of thing. So I just,
okay.
I don't think I need to drag her in.
Well, Sergey, how about this? Why don't we let Meg decide whether it's worth going out with you again? Because she's obviously interested. Maybe she should be the one that gets the final decision. Meg, don't you want to say in this?
Yeah, I mean, hi, Sergey.
Wait, Meg?
Yeah, so here's the thing, Sergey. Meg has been secretly listening on the other line to everything that you've been saying.
Why didn't you guys tell me she was listening?
I mean, hey, listen,
she heard all of that?
Yeah, I'm just glad you're doing okay, Sergey. Listen, I had a nice time, and I thought we had a connection, and people make mistakes, People have bad credit, people have criminal records, that's the past, but, it's weird to just disappear.
I don't even think you'll understand. Everything that everyone's naming is just so light compared to this. I don't think you would accept me into this. It's just...
I mean, you don't need to go into details, but try me.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'm warning you, you're not going to like me after this, okay?
Oh, my God.
I can't go into a lot of detail, but a while back, I worked for some very bad people. You would know them as the cartel.
What? No way. He's like Narcos?
Wait, you were in... Okay, continue. Sorry, continue. Yeah. Cartel. Got it.
See, that's what I'm saying. You guys saying bad credit, all that. No, and I did, more than just selling drugs. If I hadn't escaped, I'd be dead. Like, it just...
Escaped?
Yeah.
Are you being honest? Are you making this up to get out of... is this the most elaborate way to, not to blow somebody off and be...
No.
Hold on. So can we clarify? You were in the cartel with bad credit, and that's why you can't go out with Meg.
Oh, Jeffrey. No, it is not the credit.
No, it had nothing to do with bad credit.
Okay, I'm just trying to get all the facts here.
Had to move to a different city, all that sort of thing. So that's why I can't open up. That's why talking about my past, it just doesn't work. I don't need to bring Meg into this, so...
Well, let Meg decide.
Yeah,
let
exactly.
Meg she has a mind.
Right, Meg. So see, it's not what you were thinking. It's just the cartel.
Wow.
Is that okay?
That's huge.
I can't say I saw that one coming, but yeah, we should take things slowly.
Very.
Very slow.
It's mixed though, right, Meg? Because part of that really scary. Another part of that kind of sexy for some reason.
Some girls want to date El Chapo.
It's a lot of things at one time.
That's for sure.
That's what I'm saying. So as you were saying before, you can handle anything if you can accept this. Are you really interested?
Well, we could probably talk again, and it's nice to not feel as bad about the street quiche.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about it.
So, Meg, are you getting cold feet about this now?
No, he's still the same person I talked to at urgent care. It's just more information.
Sound nervous.
But you know what, though? You're starting possibly a relationship in very open, honest way.
Right, and his credit is great. So
why do you keep going back to the credit?
Why are we focusing on
that was her thing. I don't know. She was obviously concerned about it before.
She doesn't care.
Meg, I'm free on Friday. What do you say?
Free from prison.
Free in general.
Well, I'll look at my calendar.
Well, hold on, Meg. You can't give your answer yet because if he's free on Friday and you agree, we'll actually pay for this date.
Yeah.
We will pay for you to go out with the ex-cartel member.
Well, I still have to go look at my calendar.
What?
Oh, no.
Dude, do not say no to the cartel, man.
Yeah,
There's
I know.
movies about that.
He's got the hookups in Cancun. You do not want to miss out on this.
Yeah, I knew I screwed up. You tell somebody once you're with the cartel, and they just blow you off.
Words to live by. Yeah. But Sergey, thanks for being a good sport. Meg, come on. He's been through a lot between the cartel and the quiche.
Yeah.
Will you give him one more shot?
It might work again, but I do need to check my calendar, and that's the final answer.
Ouch.
Yep.
All right.
There we go. Thank you.
Oh man,
I'm
so
so
sorry.
I never knew I'd feel so bad for a cartel member.
I know,
Like,
right?
oh, buddy.
Sometimes finding somebody to date doesn't have to be a big complicated process.
Okay.
You know, with swipes and clever pickup lines and DMs and MDs. Sometimes all it takes is one common interest to bond you.
Okay, that's cool.
You know, like, hey, you like Go-Gurts? I like Go-Gurts too.
It's getting hot in
That's
here.
deep. I mean, you
Maybe we should do some Activia in the bedroom. You know
Activia.
what I'm saying?
Isn't that the
Man.
digestion?
Your
powder?
probiotic health is sexy.
There it is, probiotic.
And that's how babies are made. It's also how one of our listeners met their date through just
No.
one common interest. Her name is Megan.
Okay.
Go-Gurts?
What's
No.
up, Megan?
Oh.
Hi.
You and this guy do a little late night yo play? You know what I'm saying?
It was all a setup for yo
Oh
play.
my god, I can never believe that again. The same.
Yeah? Okay.
Shut up.
I'm sorry, Megan. I'm having too much fun. Tell us about the guy that you met.
Oh man, that was amazing.
What's his name?
His name was Kurt.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
Kurt.
I'm sorry. I gotta get over Yoplait for a second.
You're never going to eat yogurt the
Oh
same
my
way
god.
after this.
Dude.
No, it's gonna be a much better
Yeah,
experience
it is.
from now
Okay.
on.
She's moaning while she eats it.
So,
No, Megan, where did you meet this guy?
Online, we were both chatting in this Facebook group of this local band that we both like.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's your shared interest is the local band.
Yeah, no Go-Gurt. No Go-Gurt.
oh, okay. That comes later in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
relationship.
Okay, this
Yeah.
is cool though.
So you guys started messaging on Facebook on the band fan page.
Yeah, we kind of took it over, and it was mostly us chatting.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
well, that's fun.
That's cool.
How did you move to
Yeah.
the next step?
Well, I kind of looked him up a little bit just to see if he seemed like a normal human being, and he was decent looking. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just message him, and maybe we could meet up.
I love that. He was good enough.
Okay.
He wasn't movie star, but he was good looking enough. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't
I'm
a 10,
sure.
he was like a 7.
I'm sure every man loves that compliment.
Yeah. But I'm sure a lot of women have been in that exact situation.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
you'll do.
Yeah.
So what did you guys do for your date?
He asked me to come over to his place, and he collects vinyl. So we were just going to hang out and listen to some vinyl. And
Oh my God, it's hipster love. I love this.
Yeah. How did that go?
it went well. I mean, he has a lot of vinyl. We had some drinks. I might have drank a little too much, maybe, but
Now you're speaking Brooke's language.
She's like, I don't remember the rest of it, but I remember the drinks.
Yeah.
yeah. So we got fairly drunk. We listened to a lot of music, and then we got kind of hungry. And so we ended up microwaving a bunch of frozen stuff he had, like some burritos and enchiladas. And
I'm sorry, but this sounds like a really fun date.
Yeah.
It sounds like a day with me. I'm like, what would I do? Oh, want some Hot Pockets?
Yeah, except for he's listening to vinyl, so it's all like, it's kind of classy, right?
Sure.
yeah.
What did you guys connect over besides being intoxicated and the
In
band?
frozen burritos.
Oh, there was one point when he wanted to, like, this is so silly. He wanted to play me a romantic drum solo because he had one of those electronic drum pads.
Oh, cool.
A romantic drum
Don't
solo.
get me started
what would
with
that
music
sound like?
solos.
You know, I was kind of drunk. I don't really remember what it
That's for you, girl.
I think it's more of like a jazz thing.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of cymbal.
Lot of tapping?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little hi-hat action. Okay.
Was
So
he serious or was he joking?
I mean, he may have been serious, but he was pretty tipsy as well. So, I mean, it might have been a mix. I don't know.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
He
imagining-
just wanted some confidence in him.
yeah, pretty silly, but it's kind of a cute moment for a first
He
date.
was honestly being drunk, and he's still trying to impress you. I think that says a lot.
Okay.
So, like, did that get you going? Did you make out with him after that? That romantic drum
Down
solo?
those sticks and get over here.
We made up for a little bit after that, but
Okay.
it didn't go any further than that.
All right.
Okay.
That's good, though. I mean, you had some boundaries.
Yeah.
Was the kiss good?
I think so. I mean, again, I was drinking, so.
I'm not sure if I kissed him or if it was just the lampshade, but either way, pretty good. How did the night end?
So I asked him if I could crash there, and he was a total gentleman, and he let me have the bed, and he slept on the futon.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but then I had to, leave in the morning because I had to go to a meeting, and so I was I kind of just cleaned up a little bit, and then I snuck out because I didn't want to wake him up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that was nice of you to clean.
You didn't say bye at all?
No, but I did text him later, and I made it clear, hey, I had to leave for this thing, and I didn't want to wake you because you were really soundly asleep.
Okay.
I think that was a good move. What did he say back?
He hasn't responded, and he's not responding on Facebook either, and so I don't really understand what happened. And
really,
I'd totally go on a second date with him, and I am interested, but he's kind of ghosted.
Oh. Maybe you guys got so drunk he just does not remember the whole night. It's what did I do last night? Oh, whatever. He
didn't know she was there.
He blacked you out.
Right.
Are you a sloppy or an emotional drunk?
Oh, yeah, like in the past.
Yeah.
No, I usually just get really happy and energized.
And then go to bed.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me too.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Well, we have some things to think about. We're going to play a song. And when we come back, we're going to call Kurt for you. And we're going to try and get you your...
Oh, no.
second date.
Did you just play the mic with a couple of pins?
I tore that microphone up.
Oh, man, how romantic.
That was.
I'm trying to get turned on. Bring the yogurt out after this. Your second date. Nothing gets a woman in the mood like a musical guy that knows his way around a drum set.
Okay.
I mean,
well, that's true.
Think about it. When you think of the sexiest musicians of all time, they're all drummers.
Really?
There are a lot of sexy drummers.
Ringo Starr, the one-armed drummer from the rock group Def Leppard.
That's actually pretty sweet.
I don't remember it.
Animal from the Muppets.
Yeah.
so sexy.
Oh, he was so hot. Of course, last but not least, the little drummer boy.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. Do you know how much action this little guy would have gotten if he was around now?
Oh, my. I really thought you were going to say Tommy Lee here.
He's a grown drummer boy now. It's okay, Alexis.
He was born at the wrong time, let me tell you. Missed opportunity there. But one of our listeners, Megan, recently met an amateur drummer named Kurt. They listened to vinyl records together back at his apartment, ate some frozen microwave food, and made out before they fell asleep on separate beds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When she woke up in the morning, she didn't wake him up when she left. Mm-hmm. She just decided to go, and ever since then, she's had a hard time getting a hold of him.
And unfortunately, I think most guys like that.
I was going to say, I do it on purpose.
Yeah, you wake up and you're like, oh, no awkward goodbyes or anything. Okay, I'll text you later.
But there was no hookup that night other than the makeout session.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
So then it is kind of awkward.
I mean, Megan, are you the type of girl, because you said you were drinking, that doesn't remember everything from that night?
I mean, I remember most of it, I think.
Okay.
Some people black out more than others.
I mean, I'm just asking because she has no idea why he's not.
Maybe she doesn't know what she doesn't know,
Go,
right.
Not sure what that means.
Okay. I actually followed that. I'm with you.
Okay,
never mind.
Well,
makes sense.
It's time. We're going to give Kurt a call and get you your second date. You ready, Megan?
All right. Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, I'm looking for Kurt.
Yeah, who's calling?
Hey, Kurt, my name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning.
What? You're calling from a radio show?
Yes, a real-life radio celebrity has reached out to you because I want to talk to you.
That's so weird.
Yeah. When he said it like that, it was really strange.
I thought that was pretty smooth.
It wasn't.
If I do say so.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Kurt, the reason why I'm calling is because we're doing a segment called A Second Date. Have you ever heard of that before?
No, I have not.
Okay. Cool. Well, the way that it works is if you go out on a date with somebody and afterwards, if that person isn't calling you back, you can email our show and we'll reach out to them for you to try and figure out the reason why.
But I didn't email you guys about anything.
No, somebody else emailed us in regards to you. Her name's Megan.
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 She emailed you guys.
What?
Can you let her know that I'm going to be sending her a Venmo request?
What?
But that I don't want to talk to her anymore.
Oh, did she break something, bro?
What are you talking about, a Venmo request?
A Venmo request. she needs to pay me some money.
Okay, Kurt, I mean, slow down a little bit. I don't know what you're talking about. Can I just tell you what we know on our end?
Yeah, I mean, what did the email say, or what did she say that happened?
When we spoke to her, she said that you guys hung out at your apartment, you listened to some music together, drank, ate some frozen foods.
Okay.
And she went to bed, and when she woke up in the morning, she just left without saying anything. She didn't mention anything about breaking anything in the apartment or...
Yeah, she snuck away from the problem.
I mean, what's the problem that you're talking about?
What, you liked her, right?
I did. I really did until the next morning. I woke up and, yeah, she was nowhere to be found.
Uh-huh.
We know that.
And I went into the bathroom to, use the bathroom. It's in the morning.
Oh, is that what you do in the bathroom? You use it?
And I couldn't even do anything.
What do you mean?
What?
I literally ended up having to use the sink because the toilet is so clogged. I don't know what's going on, what's in there, what she put in there.
No.
She clogged your toilet?
It could be toilet paper.
Guys, that's
I do that all the time.
But like beyond any little thing, because like I have a plunger. I grabbed it out and I tried to plunge the thing. Nothing happened.
What?
I went at it for, I don't know, had to be like 10 minutes of like trying to.
Oh, no.
This is so embarrassing.
What made you think that it was her?
It wasn't me. I live alone.
Process of elimination.
So wait, you're mad at her because she clogged your toilet?
I want her to pay for it?
Yeah, that's kind of rude.
Oh, no, that's not the end of it. Okay, so once I couldn't get it unclogged, it's a real hassle to get someone in here to do some work in this building, but you always have to let the super know.
Right,
Okay,
of
I
course.
feel
So I let the super know, and then he hits me with a bill for $500.
No.
Whoa.
What?
Now I'm out $500 for trying to have an enjoyable night. I don't understand.
Oh, and it's your only bathroom. Oh, no.
Oh, but you gotta understand, she'd be so embarrassed. Like, what is she supposed to say? She's supposed to come out of the bathroom like, oh, I just...
Yes, I feel like she just ran off and didn't want to foot a bill, and now I'm stuck with it. And she sends me a message like, hey, it was fun hanging out, blah, blah, like, doesn't even bring it up.
She probably doesn't know that it would cost $500.
I mean,
this may be your fault for feeding her frozen burritos.
That's
I'm sorry, but
that's humiliating.
I don't know what she was thinking, but there is a sure way to find out.
Oh, I'm so embarrassed for
And
her.
Kurt, that's by asking her directly, because I need to tell you, Megan's been on the other line listening and wants to talk to her.
Oh, my God. I told you guys I didn't want to talk to her.
Well, if you want your money, you better talk to her.
Yeah, Megan, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Megan?
I'm sorry. This is so embarrassing, guys.
I feel so
hey,
bad.
everybody poops. We've all read the book.
Oh,
It's
I
nothing
hate
to
talking
be
about
embarrassed
this.
about.
Don't even say it, though. It's a first date. Like, are you sure you need that $500?
Do I need the $500?
Oh, I know, but I
Brooke
just
is
feel
so
so
rich.
bad for
Are you
her.
sure you need $500?
That's
It's
not what I
that much.
mean. It's just
Well,
like...
okay, just tell me what happened, okay? And then maybe I can understand why you had to leave in embarrassment. Let's just put it that way then instead. Because to me, I woke up and I thought you tried to sneak off.
Yeah, so I was at one point fairly drunk. And I remember I went in the bathroom, and you know when you're drunk and you do something because you think it'll work, and then it just gets worse and worse and worse, and that's what happened. Like, so I had a part of a burrito in my hand, and I went in the bathroom, and then I didn't want to set it anywhere, and then I like tripped on the rug, and it fell in the toilet.
Are you saying that you put a burrito in the toilet? Is that what you just said?
I thought it would be fine though after I used it, because I still had to go to the bathroom, so I was like, it'll flush after I use the toilet. It's fine.
You tried to flush a burrito?
Wait, there was a burrito in the toilet.
I didn't want to reach in there either.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, that's fair.
And like, I didn't see the plunger, so I had a roll of Mentos in my purse.
What?
So I used those to try to push it.
What the?
You dumped Mentos into the toilet to push the burrito out?
Or did you use it like a stick?
Yeah, it was like a wand, like in Harry Potter. Like I'm pushing it through. I'm trying to like push it down the.
Okay, so now there's a burrito and Mentos lodged in the toilet.
Oh, no.
Did you leave at that point?
I couldn't. I felt horrible. So, and I was just panicking. I just kept trying other things.
What else could you possibly do?
Like looking
What else
around
did
his
you-
house?
What did you
fork?
What'd you shove in there next?
Like, there was water, but there was only a little bit of water, so I thought maybe some shampoo would, like, help ease it. So I, like, squeezed a bunch of shampoo in there.
like conditioner, like slick it down so we could just
lubricate that burrito so it'll shoot out.
I see the logic. I see the
my
drunken
God.
logic.
It was just a total mess. I don't think I should talk about it anymore.
Oh my God, Kurt.
Kurt, you know she's not making this up. There are way too many details.
But
This is
at this point,
embarrassing.
I can see why you want the $500.
Really? See, I think this is better than what we thought it was.
It's good. It's less embarrassing.
I mean, yeah.
I'm glad that you guys can laugh about it.
I mean, Kurt, you got to think, like a toilet Mentos burrito, that's better than some actual burritos that they sell at fast food places. So
I'm so sorry.
I am not as angry. And
well,
Look at you're laughing. Look at that, Kurt.
I feel a little bad. Like, I couldn't imagine if that was me, what I would do. I mean, I'd probably just tell the person, but you know, if you're drunk and we were drunk.
Yeah, you're just freaking out.
Will you like help him pay the bill or anything?
well, if you're willing to pay his bill, then we will be willing to pay your bill
Ooh, I like that,
on
Jeff.
your next date because we'd like to send you out one more time and we'll pay for it.
Okay.
Well, obviously you're into it.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking Kurt.
Okay.
Kurt,
She goes, I
what do you
forgive
say
myself.
if she pays you back the $500 for the plumbing?
Look, she doesn't even have to pay back a whole amount. If she gave half, I'd be happy with that. And I feel really bad. And obviously, if she felt good enough to talk about all this and email you guys, I mean, I think that's fine.
Okay, so that's a yes.
Yeah, just not at my house.
Well, congratulations,
Oh my
Megan.
God.
Go to her place.
You got yourself a second date.
You're like the burrito bowl winner.
Yeah.
I think I know exactly why the girl on the phone for a second date today isn't getting a call back.
Okay.
It's because she moved way too quick.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
I read her email. It says she met a guy on a dating app.
Uh-huh.
And get this, she talked to him for 2 months and then they went out on a date.
Oh my gosh, that's a
Way
long
too
play.
quick, Mel.
Yeah, sorry, Mel.
What are you thinking?
Are you making fun of me for taking it slow?
No, I'm saying whatever happened to the 7-month rule? Like standard.
I know. It seems crazy that it took us that long.
Why did it take 2 months to go out with this guy? Are you that cautious?
No, I mean, it's just kind of timing and everything. Because, like,
Okay.
at first, you know how when you're on those apps, like, you meet, like, 8 million different people. So at first, it was, like, the little high. It's, you know, over the next couple of weeks, it slowly kind of ramped up. Then we were starting to, like, get a little flirty, have a little fun. I mean, it was all G-rated, but we were texting constantly. You know, it was kind of back and forth. And at work, when you're, you know, sneaking peeks at your phone, you heard the little ding and you're all excited. So,
Oh, Mel. Is this normally how you do it with dates? It takes you this long?
no. This was just a cool situation, kind of, that we were actually taking a little time to get to know each other. And
Yeah, it sounds like you guys actually got to know each other better than I know anybody in my life. 2 months texting back and forth, and then you guys actually went out. What did you guys do when you finally met up?
we just met for drinks, and we just kind of clicked right off the bat. I mean, I was laughing so hard. My face was hurting. You know how when your cheeks start to hurt because you're having so much fun?
And you sound like you're a hard person to get to laugh, so I imagine he was really hysterical.
Yeah, true. No, but he was really funny, and I just really liked him, and we just kept talking, and we're kind of, having a drink, and, a couple times, I felt bad. It's like, oh my gosh, this is going on a long time. I'm having a really good time, but I didn't want him to be stuck, so I was like trying to give him an out, and I was like, it's late. I understand if you need to go, you work tomorrow and all that. And he's like, no, it's like I'm having too much fun. I don't want to go. And that's exactly how I felt.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's good. And at least you guys didn't learn everything about each other in that 2 months, and then you had nothing to talk about. You're like, yeah, I already know everything about you. So how did the date end then?
It was really sweet. He walked me to my car, and he just gave me a nice kiss on the cheek and said goodnight. It was great.
That is sweet. Was there plans to go out again?
Well, we'd mentioned that we were going to look at our calendars, and
it just changed. And all of a sudden, I'm not hearing from him. I'm starting all the text conversations. And when I got a response back, and it took a while to get a response, it would be like really short, almost like kind of rude. Like it was like a completely different person.
That's
Wow.
weird.
And why do you think that is? Do you think you upset him in some way?
It's so funny. I've been over this so many times in my head. And I did realize, and I feel kind of bad, that I did not offer to split the check. And because he just kind of grabbed it and took care of it. So I didn't think anything of it because it's, gentlemanly on the first date. But we were there a long time and we had, a good amount of food. So I imagine it was probably a pretty big bill.
Did you thank him? I mean, did you thank him for paying?
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, of course. Yeah.
Okay, so you weren't rude.
But there's a couple other things that have been like kind of occurring to me, and I've had plenty of time to think about it. That, we did talk a little bit about like politics and religion, but it seemed okay because we seem to be on the same page with everything.
You're both Satan worshipers.
No, nothing crazy, but we just seemed like we were, kind of on the same page, so it didn't seem like a big deal. It didn't seem like that was super, controversial. And then the only other thing that I didn't think it was a big deal, but like while we were walking to my car, I told him, I'm like, please don't look in my car when we get there because it's kind of a mess.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
I understand that.
I didn't think that much of it, but I'm like, I don't know, maybe he was really scoping it out or something and, thought it was bad. I don't know.
That's not a big deal.
God, you
Do
insulted
you think
him.
he like looked in your car and it was filthy and that's why he doesn't want to go out with you?
Those are the only things. I've had an entire week to try to figure this out, and those are the only things I can come up with. I mean, I don't know.
Those would be really weird reasons not to call somebody back, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, the religion thing and the politics thing, maybe, but if he was offended, you think you would know right away.
Yeah, you can, like, see it in their face.
Totally. Totally.
Okay.
How
All right. Well,
disappointing to go from, like, such a high to such a low.
Oh, it's killing me. It's absolutely killing me. That's why I'm talking to you guys. I need help.
okay. Well, we'll play a song, come back, and then call him and get your second date, okay?
Thank you so much. I really need this.
We'll get to it in about 2 months. How about that? Right in the middle of a second date, and if you're just tuning in, Mel is on the phone, and she wants to call a dude named Evan. Apparently, they had a great date. They actually talked online for 2 months before they even went out, and then when they had their date, something went horribly wrong. Because Mel had something in her car. Something that she didn't want anybody to know about. And unfortunately, she thinks that might be one of the reasons that he's not calling her back. Because at the end of the date, everything was going fine and they walked out and she said, "Don't look in my car." And she thinks maybe he looked. And Mel, I don't know what you had in your car, but I'm thinking you shouldn't have drawn attention to what was in there.
Okay, you're probably right. But I mean, it wasn't that bad. It's just I had a lot of stuff in there.
Is it a lot of stuff like your gym bag and your work stuff, or is it like a lot of old food wrappers and dirty?
It's mostly like the gym bag and stuff, but there might be a couple bags of food.
Okay.
But it's not like a big deal. I mean, I could clean it out in just a couple minutes. I just didn't have time to do it before I drove there.
Are you sure there's no bodies of former boyfriends in there?
No, I'm pretty sure.
You probably don't even know underneath all the other stuff. Okay.
Pretty messy. One of those guys could have gotten lost somewhere.
Well, we're about to call Evan and get him on the phone and find out why he's not calling you back. Do you have any last words before we make the phone call?
I just really hoping that there's like a good reason, and maybe it's something really simple that can be solved. Because I can't tell you, I was so happy and just felt so good at the end of our date. I'm just kind of baffled by all
Oh,
that.
man. I'm nervous, and now I'm going to be really sad for you if this doesn't work out.
I'm going to be sad too.
All right, well, on that note, I'll dial the phone number and get him on the phone and see what he has to say. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Evan, please?
Yeah, this is he. May I ask who's calling?
Yes, you may. This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Like, what can I do for you?
Do you have any idea who I am or where I'm calling from or anything?
No, but I mean, what can I do for you?
Okay, well, my name is Jubal, and I host a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the morning. On the phone are also Brooke and Jose.
Hi, Evan.
How many are there more people?
No,
No, this is it right here.
just us.
All right. Do you need something? What?
We do, yeah. We got an email about you from one of our listeners.
What?
Her name is Mel, and you guys went out on a date the other day.
Whoa. No. Oh, no. Nah. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
No, you did, right? Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But why is she? No.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
no,
no, yeah,
it's not
yeah.
a question. It's
Yeah,
a statement.
So let me explain to you, okay? We do a segment on our show called The Second Date. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up giving them the cold shoulder after, they email us to see if we can get you on the phone and find out what went wrong. So you've been kind of avoiding Mel, and she was hoping maybe we could talk to you and figure out why.
Oh, come on. This is low. This is not.
What is low?
This is not a thing.
What's low about it? I mean, she was really into you, man. She said that you guys talked for 2 months leading up to the date.
I mean, yeah, but that's none of your business.
Well, she sort of made it our
Valid
business,
point.
so now we're on the phone with you asking why you don't want to see her again.
Dude, I mean,
You could have just told her to begin with, and we would have avoided all of this.
I don't know. She's not the woman I envision myself being with.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Is it a looks thing? Is that what you're implying?
Oh, no, I'm not that superficial.
So it's about her personality, not her looks. That's cool, too.
It's not. It's who she is as a person. Not.
Whoa, that is deep, man.
What don't you like about her as a person? We talked to her, and found out a little bit about your date, and she sounded cool to me. Sounded nice.
Yeah, she's very nice. She's a very nice girl.
Okay.
Which is kind of the problem. I mean, nice girls are good to work with. They're good to have as sisters. That's not what I'm into.
Wait, she's nice and you don't like her because you want a bad girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Wow.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah. I mean, she's not mean enough.
Mean?
Like, you wanted her to insult you, or?
The woman I'm attracted to needs to have an edge.
Okay, and what does that mean for you? How do you define a woman with an edge?
Just like she's got this air of danger about her,
Oh.
a little off the cuff, something not right.
Something not right.
Not all there.
Slightly mentally unstable is kind of what you're looking for?
No. I want a girl that, can lash out kind of on a moment's notice for like no reason.
Okay.
Like
So-
that can surprise me.
All right. So you're looking for a girl who's a little bipolar.
No, but it's just that these nice girls, what you see is what you get, and that's no fun.
Okay.
All right. So,
I mean, I guess there's something for everybody out there, and I'm sure there's plenty of women like you're describing that are looking for a guy who likes that.
Yeah, that's why on our date, I brought up politics. Politics are the perfect opportunity to argue about something.
What?
And then she just ended up agreeing with everything that I said, and it's really boring.
I mean, I kind of get what you're saying, but I feel like you guys talked and texted for 2 months leading up to this date. Didn't you realize she was a nice person before you tried to bait her with politics?
I mean, hey, I'm not the same person over text as I am in real life, and I was kind of hoping she was the same way.
okay, so you're hoping she was just playing sweet to lure you to dinner, and then she was just going to rip your head off about something.
You never know with some women. There's always this mystery around them, but with her there wasn't any.
Oh, no, mystery.
Well,
Wow.
Evan, there is a little bit of mystery because she's actually on the other line listening right now and wants to talk to you.
What? She is?
Yep. Hi, Evan.
I didn't mean for you to hear all that. I'm sorry.
This is the absolute dumbest reason I have ever heard or could even imagine to not like someone. I'm too nice.
Yeah, it's just what I like, and I just wasn't that into, how nice you were being. You weren't mean at all. There was no fire there.
That sounds so ridiculous.
Well, this is officially the stupidest thing you have ever done in your entire life, and I'm starting to really kind of question that. I thought you seemed so intelligent and thoughtful and rational, and you're really turning that around for me. I'm not quite so sure about your IQ anymore. I'm not sure how many intelligent conversations we could have. Is that more what you like? Is that what you're after?
Okay, and she's so nice at the end of it. Wait,
Yeah.
does that satisfy you?
No, I'm not gonna lie. That turned me on a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
I could be a mean girl.
You're like a masochist.
I'm not like that, guys. I just like a girl with a little bit of edge, and like I know she's trying right now, but that's the point: is she has to try.
Yeah, Mel, you should not have to try to be a horrible person. You should just be a horrible person.
Seriously, because we agree on like politics, we can't sit and watch cable news and get riled up and yell at the TV. We have to yell at each other.
It's a good point, Mel. Maybe you guys have things that you can get angry on together.
I just want someone to go after like me a little bit, call me out on my stuff. I don't need anyone to be yelling at Anderson Cooper for me.
You want to be yelling for Anderson Cooper, and you want them to be behind you about to hit you over the head with a frying pan because they disagree.
I'm starting to think it could be easier and easier to yell at you, Evan.
Mel's like, maybe I could become that person.
You know, you say that, but I don't think it's actually in you. I think when push comes to shove, you're just going to be very pleasant.
Oh, too bad.
Mel.
Why didn't you man up and just tell me that?
Oh, there you go, Evan. She's questioning your manhood.
Are you questioning my manhood?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much.
Well, I don't like it.
Well, apparently that's what you do like, and you're going to sit there and take it like you should.
Oh, Mel.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like we're getting in the middle of something now.
You know, this is kind of riling me up. It's not a bad thing.
Whoa.
Well, now that you're all riled up, Evan, would you like to go out on a second date with Mel? We will pay for it.
Yeah, bro.
You know, if she can keep this up, yeah, definitely.
Oh, Mel, don't go
Really?
out with him. I mean, it's not bad that what he wants, but like, you don't need to change who you are, Mel.
I think you're right. I don't think there's a thing as being too nice, and no, I'm not interested anymore.
Oh, really?
What are you talking about? You called me. You had these people call me.
So now you're into it, Evan.
Well, it's a good thing I did because I found out what you're really like, and now I won't keep thinking you were so amazing. I know the truth.
Oh.
Well, I just found out what you were like, and I like it.
You like it.
So now Mel, Evan is officially interested, although
man.
now you don't want to go out with him, right?
No, yeah, I'm done.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Okay,
That
well,
came full circle. It really did.
Mel, thank you for doing the second date today. I'm sure you can find a guy out there who likes a nice lady.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And Evan,
Yeah.
you can keep trying for a date with Mel. And if that doesn't work, I got some ex-girlfriends' numbers for you. Dude. You would love them. Oh, my God. The girl who's on the phone to do a second date today had her date end in one of the most awkward ways possible.
Whoa.
Her name is Meredith. Meredith, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing okay.
Good. Thank you for doing a second date today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. We don't normally do this, but why don't we start this second date with the end of your date?
Oh,
Let's
good.
start at the end.
Because I was dying to hear what happened.
Why don't you tell everybody what happened?
Oh, it ended with a hug.
Right?
Ouch.
That's
Okay.
not that bad.
But that's
What's
not
wrong with
the
that?
worst part.
Oh, that's not it?
What happened before the hug?
Okay, so keep in mind that we spent almost 3 hours together.
Okay.
And he said, it was nice meeting you, but the entire time of our date, you've actually been calling me Matt, but it's actually Mike.
So you were calling him the wrong name the whole evening.
Yeah, but he didn't correct me, you know?
I think that's on him.
Yeah, I mean, how am I supposed to know? I heard it incorrectly, and he never once tried to correct me again, so I had no idea.
He did correct you at the end. And what did you say after he said, actually, wait, is his name Matt or Mike? Now I'm confused.
I was calling him Matt, but his name is actually Mike.
Okay.
And what did you say when he corrected you finally at the very end?
I was just so embarrassed. And I was just like, I am so sorry. I had no idea.
So how did you meet this dude?
We met at swing dancing class.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, so
like
you-
previously or that night?
It was literally that day. Like
Okay.
we did the swing dancing class, and then he asked me to go to the bar right after.
Oh, that's good, because I imagined you having classes with this guy for weeks and weeks and weeks.
No.
and then-
It was the first class. I'd only heard his name when he first introduced himself, or the wrong name.
Okay.
That makes it a little more excusable then if it's
Right.
the first night that you met him and you got his name wrong. Not if you guys had known each other for a while.
Right.
And I assume you thought that the drinks after dancing were going great.
Yeah, I was having a really good time, and I thought he was too. I was hoping that, the night would just keep going on. Maybe we could do something after, or, get another drink or something. But he ended up saying that he had to go because he had work the next day. So, I don't know. I thought he was really enjoying himself, so I was a little bit disappointed.
Other than the name stuff, what did you like about this guy? Why do you want to do a second date?
When I first met him, he just seemed really, goofy, and he said something really funny. When I first showed up to class, I looked around, and I was the only person who wasn't in a couple. I was the only single person. I mean, I was pretty sure that there'd be other people there, but it was just me and him, so they immediately matched us together. And he cracked a joke. He made me feel less embarrassed, and he was just like, maybe we should just get married and make this less awkward.
Whoa. That's a new joke.
Yeah, he was really funny. It was just, it made me feel a lot better about taking the class. And, for a guy who has such a great sense of humor, it just seems really weird that would, be the reason that he hasn't texted me back anymore.
Was there any other awkward moments that you can think of at all?
There was one other, slightly awkward moment. But again, it was, closed with a laugh, you know?
Okay, what was it?
Midway through or so, I was feeling this connection with him. And, I'd already had a drink, and I'm a lightweight. And I sort of blurted out, oh, my God, you remind me of my dad.
Oh. Nobody wants to be reminded of their dad.
Oh, man.
It was...
I feel like that's worse than calling him the wrong name.
I mean, can you imagine if he would have said, "Oh, you remind me of my mom"?
Oh, gross.
But no, I didn't mean it like that. I was like, no, not in that way. You know what I mean? My dad's really funny, and he cracks these jokes. He just reminded me of that, kind of goofball, the way that he cracks jokes.
So he had dad humor. That's always a compliment.
But, I love my dad's sense of humor, and it was just something that I thought I could connect to him with, another thing.
But if it's a guy that you're romantically interested in, you might not want to draw that comparison.
It's a good piece of advice.
Right.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call your sort of dad guy named Mike or Matt or whatever, and get your second date, okay?
Hey.
We're halfway through the second date, and if you're just joining us, Meredith is on the phone, and Meredith wants to date her dad.
Oh my God.
Kind of.
Unfortunately, I think her dad's spoken for, so she wants us to call a guy named Mike today. The reason I say that is because during the date, Meredith laughed and said, "You remind me of my dad." And there was an awkward moment then, and there was also a major awkward moment when at the end of the date, Mike said, "Hey, by the way, you've been calling me Matt all night." And then they shared a hug, and he walked out of her life forever.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Meredith, we're about to call Mike and see why he's not calling you back, even though we think we might know the answer.
I feel horrible that happened, but we had such a good chemistry together.
Yeah, but listening to that recap, don't you even feel like you totally ruined that date?
Not totally. I mean, under the circumstances, it wasn't the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah. You just told him that you remind him of your dad. That's all.
I mean, you
Not a
could have
big
said
deal.
it while you guys were naked in bed together, and that would have been worse. You're right.
Oh, God. He knew it was the sense of humor. I explained,
All right, I'm going to dial his phone number right now, okay?
Oh, God, I'm nervous.
Hello?
Hi, I was looking for Mike.
This is Mike.
Hey, Mike, how are you? My name is Jubal, and I host a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Wait, who are you?
My name is Jubal, and I host a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. I'm calling you today because we actually got an email about you from one of our listeners.
Okay.
Her name is Meredith.
Oh my God.
And you met Meredith at a swing dancing class, and then you guys went out for drinks after.
Yes, that happened.
Okay, that is confirmed. Good.
Okay.
I'm glad we got that out of the way.
We're all on the same page.
Well, Meredith is wondering why you're not giving her a call back after your date.
Really?
Yeah. So she asked us if we could get you on the phone and figure out if she did something wrong.
All right.
All right. Well.
All right. What? All right. You can tell us what happened, or?
Is this whole thing just a joke?
No, it's not at all. It's a segment we do on our show called The Second Date. That's why I'm calling you today. I'm wondering if Meredith did something wrong on your date.
I don't know. Not really. I just don't think we're a great match.
Is it because she called you Matt instead of Mike the entire time?
How do you know that?
Oh, because we talked to Meredith about your date, and she told us everything that happened. She also said that there was one awkward moment where she kind of compared you to her dad, and she thought maybe that was the reason that you didn't want to go out with her again.
That's what I think.
Yeah, that was definitely a little weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people like their parents, so that was probably... Well, I mean, just in general, that was maybe a compliment. Mike, you ever think about that?
It's a weird thing to say.
So was that it? Is it those two things then, calling you the wrong name and comparing you to the dad?
Yeah. Those are pretty big things.
It was that and something else.
Well, what else was there?
Even more?
I don't know. She just kind of ticked off a pet peeve. It's like, it's more me than it is her. It's like, it's not her fault. She's a sweet girl.
That's like the worst breakup line ever, though. It's me. It's not you. What is it?
She was doing this weird thing when we were at the bar, and maybe she was doing it all night, but I only noticed when we got to the bar. But I was telling her a story, and she goes, "Oh my God, are you smurfing serious?"
Are you Smurfing serious is what she said?
Yeah.
Like the cartoon show Smurfing?
What?
Yeah, I guess so. I was just like, what do you mean? She responded by saying, "Your story is forking crazy."
Forking?
Oh, God.
Yeah, she said forking.
What?
It was like every single time she went to swear, she just replaced it with a nonsense word.
You got to give her a break. Like maybe she was just trying to be ladylike or watch her manners on a first date.
I guess, but this isn't like the 1950s. It's okay to swear.
Was it just that instance, or was it more than that?
Yeah, I'd be telling her a story, and then she just cut me off and yell something like, "Holy heckle specks."
Ooh, wow. She said that?
Are we allowed to
Jeez.
hear this?
I don't know. Bleep
I don't
that
think
out,
we
man.
can air that on the radio. That's edgy stuff.
Cheese and rice.
Goodness gracious, Mike.
Poor thing. I think she sounds kind of cute.
Hey, Mike, I do need to let you know that she's actually on the other line right now listening and wants to talk to you.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes, I am. Meredith, you there?
Yeah. Hi, Mike.
This is pretty weird.
Yeah. Wasn't expecting that to come out of your mouth.
Expecting what to come out of my mouth? Holy heckle specks?
Yeah, you may have just pissed Meredith off there. Oh, I'm sorry for the word piss word. Sorry about that, Meredith.
Hey, Jubal.
I'm ticked off.
I mean, did you want me to curse like a sailor the whole time?
You don't necessarily have to swear, but if you're going to do it, you should do it right.
I know, but I don't like to curse, and you started doing it, and I kind of wanted to, follow suit, but I don't curse, and so, I just do what my sister and I do at home when, that's when we started, when we wanted to, say things, and, our parents were there, and we didn't want to be disrespectful.
But it just kind of makes you sound really immature.
Well, cussing makes one sound really unintelligent and uneducated.
Uh-oh.
I guess, but it's just kind of hard to have a conversation when someone out of nowhere yells, "Son of a booger butt."
Dude, that's creative.
That's any better than some of the other B word? That's jarring to me. So, it's just, I thought you seemed like you had, a fun sense of humor. So, we laugh about it all the time. Even our parents laugh about it because it's funny. We make stuff up. We're creative about it. And it's Oh my gosh,
I mean,
it's just something funny.
Maybe your parents think it's funny, but like honestly, to me, it was like having a drink with a kindergartner.
Wow.
So it's like I know I remind you of your dad, but like I'm not your dad. Maybe like your dad thinks it's funny, but like I don't know.
Like you
It's
can
not
cuss,
for me.
you can cuss in front of Mike if you want to, Meredith. I think that's what he's saying.
But I don't want to cuss. Like, I mean, I know I have freedom of speech. I can say whatever I want. I just don't like saying it. It's not polite.
Okay.
It's not ladylike. And it was the first date, so I'm not gonna, bring it out.
I think she has a really good point, Mike. I mean, you can't get over some stupid phrases like "holy ravioli" or whatever she was saying. I cuss like a sailor, but to each their own.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I each their own, but I'm just not into it, I guess. I kind of want to feel like I'm talking to an adult. Especially if it's like someone that I'm gonna, potentially be in a relationship with.
Mike, maybe you want to reconsider. Maybe she can tone down the nonsense words or whatever, and you guys could go out again. Would you like to go out on a second date with her? We'll pay for it.
I maybe if she agrees not to. I can't believe I'm saying this, but if she agrees not to use that kind of language.
I can't believe you're saying that.
Meredith, can you watch your mouth?
She doesn't hold her tongue.
Can you watch your mouth to go out with Mike one more time?
I mean, yeah, I honestly don't really do it with other friends. It's just something that my sister and I did, and then like
Meredith,
the comment with the dad.
I think you should just own that you were the offensive one on this date for probably the first time in your life.
I'm sorry, Mike, not Matt. Would you like to go on a second date with me if I tone my language down?
Sure, let's give it another try.
All right, nice. A successful second date. Congratulations, you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, you guys. Go out, have fun, and then snarf all night long. Just snarf till your hearts are content.
Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
It always sucks when you meet somebody and you hit it off, like texting back and forth. Everything seems cool, and then they just sort of fade away. And you're like, what did I do wrong? Did
Yeah.
I meet somebody else? Did I say something weird? And you like check your text over and over again. You're like, oh my God, I put ... when I should have put a comma.
Too many smiley
You
faces.
just start thinking about it too much. Like, what did I say? It's even worse when that person actually texts you and says, hey, don't text me anymore. And that's what happened to Jake, who is on the phone with us right now. Jake, what's up? How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. So the girl that you want us to call today actually said, don't call me anymore.
Yeah, she did.
That's brutal.
And did anything happen leading up to that you can think of, or she just all of a sudden said it?
I really don't know. I've gone over everything a million times. She just one day just said, I need you to stop texting me, and that was that. That was the last I heard of her.
First of all, why don't you explain who this girl is? Who do you want us to call today?
Her name is Isabella.
Isabella.
She's a friend of a friend. I met her at a party at my place, and she was just amazing. She had great hair, She's like the perfect height. I'm not a really particularly tall guy, but
What is the perfect height?
I like women who are a little on the short side, like 5 foot, 5'1",
Right.
something like that. And
Yeah.
she was right there.
If you're a short dude, most of the time you like somebody who's smaller than you. Me, I personally like women who are taller than me because I think it's funny when they have to bend down to kiss me, but that's just me. So you met her at your house at a party. You hung out that night.
Yeah, she came in with a bunch of my friends, and I immediately just made a beeline for her and just said, I said hi to my friends, and then and I introduced myself, and we just started talking.
And were you somewhat sober, or were you guys pretty sloppy by the end of the evening?
I wasn't too drunk. I was a little tipsy, but she was pretty drunk at the end of the night.
And by the whole night, you mean the whole night?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, she got there around like 10, and then the party started winding down right around 2 or 3 in the morning.
Jake, I didn't ask really how long she was there. I was asking if you did her.
That's why he
Did you guys
No,
hook up?
I mean, this is not the kind of girl that would happen with. This is the kind of girl I would take home to my mom.
Did she stay at your place?
She did, actually. She asked if she could crash in my apartment. So I set up my couch, I asked her, here's my couch, you can have a blanket, and here's a pillow, and I've asked her if she wanted anything else, but she said she wanted to, if it was possible, to sleep in my room, in my bed with me.
Oh.
Nice. And you, of course, said yes to that.
Well, yeah.
And nothing happened between you two?
Nothing really. I mean, we just ended up kind of cuddling a little bit, and, we kissed a little bit, but that was it. Nothing ever happened. I have nothing but respect for this woman. She's perfect.
So she obviously liked you enough to follow up with you after that night. How did your text conversations go? Like before she stopped talking to you?
Well, at first they were nice. We just talked about stuff we talked about that night and here and there. And then over time, as we text each other a little bit more after a few days, she just started not texting as much. And then they started feeling a little cold.
Mm-hmm.
And then she just said, I need you to stop texting me.
What was the last thing you had sent to her before she cut you off?
All I did was ask her if she wanted to hang out this weekend.
Ooh.
And that's when she said, stop texting me?
Yeah.
How much were you texting her?
I mean, we were texting each other pretty often. I mean, in the beginning, it was maybe once
No, Jake,
every...
Jake, I didn't ask how much you were texting each other. How much were you texting her?
Mm-hmm. A lot, let's just say. I was texting her a lot.
All right. Do you think it's too much, or do you think there's anything that you said in any of your text messages? I guarantee you've read over all of them by now if you're wondering why she told you to stop texting her.
I didn't say anything offensive. I didn't say anything that could be even remotely controversial. So I don't know. I really don't know. I mean...
And there's no interaction you've had outside of texting, like say on Facebook, you don't have anything super offensive up there that she could have disliked?
No. I really don't think I do anything wrong. I mean, I listen to you guys all the time. I know what people have done wrong in the past. I'm not the kind of guy that does that stuff.
You're not withholding any weird information from us, are you? Because that's usually what happens. Okay.
No.
You sound like just a generally nice guy.
Maybe because I'm thinking about it too much, but maybe that's it. The whole... Because I couldn't... Throughout the night, I just couldn't say no to her. I brought her drinks. I just brought things over to her. I just said pretty much yes to everything. Yes, you can stay at my place. Yes, you can stay in my bed.
A little bit of a doormat, you think?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. The next time, offer to get her a drink, go get it for her, and then drink it right in front of her.
Or spill
and then go
it
say,
on
hey,
her.
it's pretty good. You might want to go get your own. All right, man. We're going to play a song, come back, see if we can get her on the phone and get your second date update, okay?
All right.
All right, man. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Jake, I think I figured out what your problem is.
What's that?
Well, you're having problems with a girl named Isabella who you want us to call. You were texting with her a bunch, and then she finally just said, hey, don't text me anymore. Now, I was talking to everybody here off the air kind of about the situation and what they think it could be. Everybody in here thinks you're annoying. And I personally don't feel that way. I think you sound like a nice guy to me, but
Don't listen
I mean,
to him,
they say
Jake.
you might be kind of annoying. Maybe you were kind of annoying to her and texting her too much. I think you're a great guy. I don't think you're annoying at all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But do you think that's a possibility, though? Do you think that maybe you just texted her too much after you met her and she finally was like, okay, this guy's a little overboard?
Right. That is possible.
Okay.
God, you're a nice guy. If she does end up saying something that's mean, just, don't let it crush you too much, okay, Jake?
All right.
Just prepare.
All right, I'm going to dial the phone over right now, see if we can get her on the phone, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to Isabella, please?
She's not here.
Okay. Who am I speaking with?
Can I help you?
Yeah, this is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5. Who am I speaking with?
This is Aaron. So, what do you want to talk to Isabella about?
This is Isabella's cell phone, correct?
Yeah, she's just not home. Something I can do for you?
Yeah. First of all, who are you, Aaron?
Who am I?
Yeah.
I'm Isabella's significant other.
You're her boyfriend?
Yeah.
Nice. How long you guys been together?
I don't even know what you're calling about. Why do you want to know?
Well, we do a segment on our show, and it's going to kind of be an awkward conversation here, Aaron. We do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update.
Uh-huh.
And that's where if a listener of ours goes out on a date with somebody and ends up getting blown off, we get an email from them asking if we can call that person and ask why. So somebody sent us an email about Isabella.
That doesn't even make sense.
How long have you... Yeah, somebody recently met Isabella and has been texting with her and thought that everything was going well. And then Isabella kind of stopped responding to him and told them not to text anymore. And they were hoping to get a second date.
Are you in person? We're together. So there's no way she's going out on a date with someone else,
yeah, right.
Especially not recently.
Hey, Aaron, I don't want to try to blow up her spot. Like, this might not be a bad thing. How long have you guys been together? Because it could be that she just recently met a guy or whatever.
No, it's not even possible. We've been together for a long time, on and off. So maybe during one of those off periods, something could have happened. But even that seems unlikely.
I know this is probably a hard phone call to take and to hear.
Not hard to hear because it doesn't make sense. Not even possible.
Aaron, a guy emailed us, and he's been texting with Isabella. They met at a party a few weeks ago, hung out, had a good time. He thought that she was into him, and then she said, don't text me anymore, and stop texting him. That's why he wanted us to call.
Right, but I'm on her phone now. I've checked her phone. There's no text messages from any guy. Okay, I can assure you of that.
You check her phone all the time?
Enough. We trust each other, whatever, you know?
I like trust. 2 weeks ago, were you guys together or on a break? Because you said you guys have breaks.
Look, it's really none of your business at this point. It's not.
You don't even want to know if maybe your girlfriend is cheating on you?
Who the are you? I've already answered all of your dumb questions, so I think you need to off.
I'm just trying to help you get to the bottom of it because this is the phone number that we got from another dude who said that he met Isabella.
Look, if you have some guy that's calling you, then why don't you tell him he's mistaken and he's got the wrong person and she's got a boyfriend and to just, back off and stop harassing her.
Okay. I'll do that for you. Hey, Jake, back off. Isabella has a boyfriend. His name is Aaron.
This is so uncomfortable.
Aaron, Jake, the guy who says he met Isabella, is actually on the phone with us right now. Jake, say hi to Aaron.
Hey. So how long have you guys been dating? You never really answered that question.
Who the are you? I'm not even going to answer this. I don't even know who you are. I don't want to know who you are. You sound like a little bit of a dweeb, and I don't think she ever.
I met Isabella
Here's the deal, dude. Here's the deal.
We hung out for the whole night. She stayed in my bed. But it doesn't sound like you guys are really into each other. You won't even say how long you've been dating.
All right, dude. Here's the deal. I don't know who the you are. I don't have a problem with you, but you keep pushing down this road, we're going to have a problem. You need to back off. I don't know what you got going on. You've made a mistake, all right?
Jake,
why don't we just ask Isabella who she wants to be? Why don't we ask Isabella?
Yeah.
She wants.
Why don't we ask Isabella?
Oh, God, this is so
Aaron?
uncomfortable.
I mean, I know you have her phone right now, but how can we get a hold of her?
I'm not going to give you any of your info.
Where is she? She must be coming back soon.
This is ridiculous. I am with Isabella. We are together. No, you can't talk to her. No, we're not going to go through. I'm not going to listen to this pseudo shrink try to tell me that my relationship isn't working out. All right? So off.
You maybe
radio show.
Maybe you guys weren't together 2 weeks ago.
It was 2 weeks ago, Aaron. That's when Jake says he met Isabella, and she spent the night at his house.
In his bed.
In his bed. They made out. I mean, I feel bad for...
You don't feel that bad.
No, really, not that bad.
And Jake,
but Aaron, I mean, that 2 weeks ago, were you on a break 2 weeks ago?
I'm not getting into this with you guys. Obviously, I'm going to talk to her and see what's going on here.
I don't think they were on a break 2 weeks ago.
No. Jake, why do you keep pushing this? I mean, why would you even want to see Isabella at this point, dude?
Look, I understand people sometimes are in relationships just because they're convenient at the time. Maybe this is just because it's convenient.
This is insane. This is not happening, dude. Find another girl, all right?
I can't speak for her. No one speaks for
why don't you,
anybody.
when you move out of your parents' house, why don't you go find a girl, all right?
Jake, you keep worrying about what she wants, but the last text message she sent you was not to talk to her again. So maybe she doesn't want to talk.
Well, how do we know it's not him who just sent that? How do we know he's telling the truth?
That's a good point.
I feel bad for Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron, did you send that text message to Jake telling him not to text her anymore?
This is a total waste of my time. I don't know what you guys got going on, but you got the wrong guy on the wrong day. I'm out, and I'm done talking to you, and I'm done talking to that guy, and I do not listen to your radio show.
Hey,
so
no, well, that's what I was
right?
going to ask you, if you would still tune in on occasion.
Yeah.
If you could check us out.
Yeah, sure.
Moving
You know
9.
what? Why don't you send your autographed picture to someone else, because I don't give a okay?
We play all the hits. I mean, come on.
Oh, God.
Hello?
I don't think.
No, he's gone.
Yeah.
Hey, Jake.
Yep.
What did you think of all that?
It sounded like he's really up in her business the whole time. He's controlling what she says to people.
It sounds like she's not in a very healthy relationship.
Yeah, but I mean, it is her choice.
She's in a horrible relationship.
Yeah, but it doesn't. I mean, you're walking into a freaking pile of tornado craziness. That didn't even make sense, but you know what I'm saying. Stay away from the situation.
Well, maybe that's why I should talk to her. Maybe she needs help. I mean, she sounds like she's trapped with this crazy guy.
Yes.
It sounds like trash. She probably doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
But he's controlling her.
Yeah.
I mean,
so you feel like you want to rescue her from
No,
this?
Jake.
Yeah. I want to help her. She sounds like she needs help.
All right. Well, good luck in your quest, Jake.
God.
And as I always do at the end of second date updates, I have to ask. I would love to send you out on a date by yourself because Isabella has a boyfriend and currently won't do that with you. Maybe I can send you to like a kickboxing class so you learn how to defend yourself when this guy kicks your ass.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know, I've never had to do online dating, as I've mentioned before. You know.
Yeah, because you just get girls too drunk and they end up.
Naturally. But what I've heard, rumors are that sometimes you meet someone online and then you meet up with them and they're not exactly who you thought they were.
Strange.
Weird, right?
People misrepresent themselves?
Yeah, all the people that I meet on Craigslist are always exactly the same as what their as what their casual encounter ad says. Like, it gets straight to the point, and I know what I'm getting when I show up.
Yeah. You're so.
Stacy
Oh my gosh.
met a guy named Tyler online. In her email, it says that he turned out to be different than I thought when we met in person.
Uh-oh.
In a good way, though. Right, Stacy?
Yeah, he was really great.
Huh.
How so?
Well, he was cuter in person, and he made me laugh a lot. I just remember feeling really comfortable with him instantly.
Okay, and how long had you guys been talking online before you met in person?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks, okay.
So you felt like you kind of knew him
Yeah.
a little bit. What did you guys do on the date?
We went out to dinner, and we couldn't decide what to order when we got to the table. So we got two different things and shared them, and that seemed really cute and comfortable and fun.
You didn't like feed each other or anything, did you?
No.
You didn't like baby bird him, did you? In the middle of it? Because that's what I do on my dates, and they dig it. Let me tell you that. Gents, you can use that in your future dates.
You're the elderly center.
What'd you guys do after dinner?
Well, after dinner, I invited him back to my place.
Ooh.
And we didn't have dessert at the restaurant, so I offered to make him dessert. So I went into the kitchen, and when I came back, he was just really different. He was kind of cold.
Really?
And, yeah, he was there for about 10 minutes, and he told me that he had to go home and feed his dog.
That he had to go feed his dog?
That's like the girls, I have to go wash my hair.
No, but I have a dog. That really happens sometimes.
It does.
I'm serious. I'm serious. Sometimes you forget, like, oh, crap, it's been 6 hours.
Dogs are fine. They're good. So he left to feed his dog, and did you guys kiss or anything?
We kissed on the cheek.
Ooh, steamy.
What was your goal of bringing him back to your place?
I didn't want it to go too far because I like to take it a little slow myself.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I was really having a great time with him and kind of wanted to see how he would feel in my space, have some dessert.
Right. You just get him into your space and see how everything works. I get it.
He's not a sofa.
Stacey, do you think that, maybe he got the wrong impression by you inviting him back? That you wanted to do more than just spend time together?
I don't think so, because he was really into it. And it wasn't until I left him alone into the kitchen that his energy changed.
Do you have anything weird in your place that he could have seen?
I don't think so.
Come on, we have heard some weird stuff like feces on a wall, samurai swords, Justin Bieber posters. We've done a lot of these second dates.
I mean, I have some seashell art, but I don't think that would be so off-putting that he would leave.
Yeah, I don't think
He's just mad about that. This is disgusting.
I hate the beach.
Yeah. I have to go to the Museum of Modern Art just to cleanse myself of your ridiculous tastes. Hopefully that's not it. All right. Well, we'll call him after this. Play a song, come back, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay, great.
All right. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
It's interesting to me how many of these second date updates we do where people go to someone's house and then split really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because again, like anytime I've invited someone over to my house, they usually always stay.
Again, because they're blacked out and can't go anywhere.
Or they're tied up.
It's your second half of your second date update. Yeah, that too. Yeah. We've got Stacy on the phone with us. Stacy went out with a guy named Tyler she met online. She was pleasantly surprised when she met him. They had dinner, went back to her place for about 15 minutes, and then he seemed kind of strange, said he had to go feed his dog, and left. Stacy, how many times have you tried to get a hold of him? I didn't ask you that earlier.
You know, I emailed him once and I called him once, and that's it.
Okay.
Did you ask for a picture of his dog as proof that he really has a dog?
Yeah.
No, but I probably should have.
And also called him a liar in your email. That usually helps. All right. I'm going to call him right now, see if we can get him on the phone and get your second date update, okay?
Thank you.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Tyler, please?
Yeah, this is Tim.
Hey, dude, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5.
Hey.
What's up?
What's going on?
Not much. How you doing?
Good. Big fan of your show. Why
Thanks,
are you
dude.
calling?
You recently went out on a date with a friend of mine. Her name's Stacy.
Uh-huh.
She said you guys had a really good time, but you're not calling her back. Pretty much, I just wanted to call and ask why.
Yes.
You remember you met her online?
I mean, she's cute. She's a cute girl, you know, but she just wasn't what I was expecting.
Did she not look like her picture?
No, yeah.
You sounded a little hesitant there.
It's complicated.
Is that what it is? Did she not look like her picture? Where her picture's like, I don't know, some people take pictures really close and they don't want to show their whole body.
Or use ones from like 4 years ago.
She's smoking in the picture. She looks awesome. And then we go to dinner, and I don't know how to say this. Her boobs were weird.
What do you mean her boobs were weird?
What? She had one really big boob.
She had like a bad boob job?
And I know women in general, there's like a boob that's bigger. I know that, but this boob was there was considerable difference.
Were you?
Like you're talking like A cup to C cup, like A cup on one side.
I don't know. It was like A cup to droopy B cup.
Okay, you guys, come on.
She had a lazy boob.
I just like that Brooke and I were confused by this, and then immediately both the men in the room understood, and they were like, "Oh yeah, okay."
One of those.
We've encountered one better than the other.
Well, come on. Why would you go back to somebody's house? Like, what? You're not attracted to one lazy boob? Big deal.
I went back to her place because I will be completely honest with you. I was quite intrigued. I kind of wanted to know what that boob looked like. She was really into me, and I thought maybe I could see the boob.
You wanted to see her.
You want to see her boobs non-sexually.
I just wanted to see the boob.
So why did you leave after 10 minutes?
Oh my god.
Well, now here's the thing. She's like, "Hey, do you want some dessert?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to see the boob." And then and she comes back, and she doesn't have any boob.
Oh, what?
She's completely she's flat-chested, no boobs. She must have she stuffed her bra very, very poorly.
She probably had cutlets in.
Like chicken cutlets, like that you buy.
But all of a sudden, I felt like I'm in high school. Oh, it was weird.
So
she went from big boobs in the picture to droopy boob at dinner, and then at the very end, she had no boobs. So
Tyler, does it really bug you size-wise, or does it more bug you the fact that they kept changing? You just didn't know what to expect next.
To be honest, like I like all boobs, which is why I wanted to look at the droopy boob. I just felt like she was lying to me. You know what I mean? I don't want to go out. Like,
okay.
What am I going to do? You know, who knows? What else is she lying about?
Hey, Tyler? Tyler?
Oh, I love this part.
I should let you know now that Stacy's actually on the line and heard everything that you just said.
Oh,
You really disgust me. I think most women who are about my size use enhancements. I really... You're shallow, and you're
How do I know that you work where you said you work? How do I know?
Really?
I just don't know.
Really?
That's a ridiculous argument.
Hold on. No, wait. Did I look like my picture whenever you went out with me?
No.
I didn't look like my picture. So
Shut up. I don't want to hear anything else you have to say. I really don't want to hear you talk anymore.
Stacey, can I ask, because I have very small boobs, like you need a microscope to see them. Do you feel really insecure about them? Is this something that you do on every date?
I like small boobs. This isn't about boobs.
I know,
You just
Tyler.
don't like lazy ones.
Yeah.
I like lazy ones. I was going back to see the lazy boobs.
But it's not lying.
I don't like being lied to.
That's like saying changing your hair color is lying.
Yeah, or like wearing heels. Like she's maybe 6 inches taller.
I will say this, women, there are a lot of things that women can wear to change their bodies when they go out on a date, and by the time you get them home and undressed, you're with like a 42-year-old dude. You have to know that going into a date. There's lots of stuff out there like that, but I don't consider that lying.
Yeah, and we all thank Spanx for that.
Yeah. So you really consider it lying, Tyler?
It felt like a lie to me.
I hope you find some braless hippie to make you happy, all right? Because that's the only person who you're going to find that isn't, quote-unquote, lying to you.
You weren't wearing a bra that was making your boobs look weird. You legitimately had one giant boob and one small boob. They don't sell those bras in the store. You're
exaggerating. You're exaggerating. Who is the liar now? I'm hanging up. I'm done with this. I don't want to hear any more of it. Goodbye.
You're not stuffing your bra correctly, and then all of a sudden your boobs disappearing. Like you're some boob magician, and I don't want to be someone that's going to lie to me.
Boob musician. Hey, Tyler. Tyler, Stacy hung up on us. She's not there anymore.
Oh, no.
Thank you for, at least letting us know why you didn't want to go out with her.
Yeah, no problem.
I was hoping, at the end of these, we always ask if people go out on a second date. I was hoping we could do that for you.
I would have probably gone out with her. And to be honest, I'd honestly like to see which boob is bigger.
You just want to see the lazy boob, that's all.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Everybody dreams of getting a little action when they go on vacation, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even married people.
No.
When they go on vacation,
Yeah.
they
With each
think that
other?
they're going to find that special someone. Like, you're just out there on the beach and you're like, maybe I could upgrade before I head home.
No.
Well, Brian, who's on the phone right now, met a special somebody on vacation, and apparently that's who he wants to call today for his second date update. What's up, Brian? How are you?
Yeah, man, I'm good.
Are you single, or were you there with your, wife or whatever on vacation, and now you want to call somebody else?
I was single, but I was, in company with my stepdad. So,
you're hooking up with your stepdad?
Come on.
I know. It's too far, isn't it?
No, he's got a bucket list, and one of those things was he wanted to go down to Mexico to go fishing. So we went down there together.
Oh, how fun. What an awesome trip.
Yeah, it was kind of great. It was just me and him and a boat and a lot of fish we never really found.
Yeah, that's awesome. Want to go fishing, but not catch anything. All right.
So what's the name of the special lady that you met?
Holly.
And where'd you meet Holly?
We were just staying at the same resort, and I just kept seeing her around everywhere.
Okay. Kept seeing her, and then you'd follow her around from time to time, trying to get her attention.
You guys are not going to make too much fun of me. No, I was with my stepdad. It's his bucket list. I couldn't break that bond. So, you know.
Oh, okay.
Right, just leave him alone the whole time. Just be like, sorry, I'm hooking up with this chick, dude. I'll be back later. Leave your stepdad alone for the whole vacation.
Oh, so weak.
Don't think I didn't think about that. I thought about that all the time.
All right,
Peace out, Pops.
Well, how did you actually strike up a conversation with her?
One evening, my stepdad tucked in early, so I went down to the bar, grabbed a drink, and I saw her sitting at a table with a gaggle of girls, looked like a girls' night out or something, and they were just laughing it up.
Nice.
No, so you approached a table full of women. That can be intimidating.
Actually, I didn't.
Okay, so how did you start talking to her then if you never went up to her?
So, I'm watching them, and they're getting pretty raucous, and one of them is getting belligerent as hell.
And is that the one you like?
No.
Okay.
No. Nothing like her. And she got so much, she sort of wiped a couple glasses off the table, smashing them, and at that point, it was out of control, so I offered to help out.
Okay, so they were drunk enough where they were dropping glasses and stuff, and you offered to help pick it up?
Well, I offered to help get her friend under control. It was basically shouting and screaming.
I mean, I assume that's when you struck up the conversation finally and asked Holly out?
Not quite yet. No, I had to, her friend was rather large, so I had to kind of haul her up and, shove her in the elevator. And then
So you had to restrain her friend and throw her in an elevator and then what, take her to bed or something?
Basically, yeah. They couldn't handle her. She was big and she was
Okay,
sweaty,
we get
too.
the big part. You don't need to put so much emphasis on it.
Well, at least you helped still.
Were the friends thankful for you or were they frightened by you?
No, they were totally grateful. I mean, it was a 3-man job or a 2-girl, a 1-man job to, haul her into the elevator and pull her down the hall into the room.
Okay, so they were glad that you helped them kind of wrangle their really drunk friend.
Totally.
Larger drunk friend. She was large. I want to make sure we point that out.
Emphasize.
Okay, so after you guys were done getting her friend in bed or whatever, is that when you asked her out?
Well, a little bit. I chatted with them a bit. I got to know their names, and I invited her to take a walk with me on the beach.
Oh my God.
Well,
So that's pretty trusting of her to take a walk on a dark beach with a stranger that she's never met.
Not really. I was the one who helped her plus-size friend into the bed.
Oh my God, stop with the description of her body size.
All right. So how was the walk on the beach? Was it super romantic? Or was she hammered kind of like her friend too, and it was just a sloppy walk on the beach?
Oh man, no. She was so cool. It was romantic. I mean, it's just me and her, some waves, and she put her hand in, I don't want to get too sentimental, but she put her hand inside mine, and we just wound up making out like crazy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's nothing I ever did before.
Cool, congrats.
So, I mean, that's great that you had an awesome makeout session, but how are you guys going to connect in the real world? I feel like vacation world and real world are different worlds.
I mean, I thought that was it. I mean, I told her, listen, I got to go back home next day. Vacation's over. And I asked her where she lived, and incredible enough, she lives in the same town as me.
Shut up!
No way.
Wow, that's crazy.
Are you for real?
Always for real. Always for real.
All right.
Wow.
That's exciting.
How crazy.
Yeah, I was totally pumped about it. I felt like shouting, but I didn't. I just said, listen, when we get back, would you like to grab some dinner?
And?
Yeah, I mean, why not? And did she say yes to that, or?
Yeah, she said yes to that and started making out with me again.
Okay, awesome. So did you guys go to dinner yet?
That's the problem. We made a date, and a few days later, I got a text saying she wasn't going to be able to make it, and she needed to be honest with me, and said there isn't any chemistry between us, which I know is bullshit. Sorry.
She said there's no chemistry between you guys? Oh, she made out with you on a beach in Mexico.
Yeah, she made out with me not once, twice.
Yeah.
It was hot. It was something.
Well, I don't know that it was hot for her, if that's what she's saying.
Oh, come on. It was hot. Listen, I felt
So after she texted you that, is that the last you've heard from her?
That's it.
Did you respond to her? Like, what do you even say to that? Yeah. I disagree?
I said, that's not what I felt in Mexico, and no response.
Nothing. Okay. Well, we'll play a song, come back and call her and get your second date update, okay?
Please, man.
All right. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for today's second date update, Brian is on the phone and he wants to call a girl named Holly. They met while they were actually on vacation, not together, but they were at the same resort in Mexico. They actually went for a walk on the beach and made out there. And then he found out that they live in the same town, which is super rare. And they agreed to go get dinner when she got back because he was leaving earlier. But since then, she sent him a text message saying that she thinks they don't have any chemistry and she's not interested in dinner. And you know, whenever you make out with somebody like on a vacation, you're always like, this is sweet. I'm never going to see this person again. And I wonder if that's what she was thinking. And then she's like, oh wait, there is an opportunity to see him again. And that's why she's blowing him off. But we'll find out in just a second.
Can I ask, because I think this one is going to be a little frustrating for a lot of people listening. Because, Brian, she gave you a reason why she's not calling you, and you're still bugging her.
Oh, yeah, that's
what?
true.
I mean, what's the goal here? I just don't know what you're expecting.
We went down to the beach. We made out not once, but twice. And it was like idyllic. It was one of those perfect things. Then when we got back home, we texted and she was totally into it. And then all of a sudden, chemistry comes out of the blue, out of nowhere. So something's up.
Yeah, it sounds like there's something else. Maybe she actually is in a relationship. And then she got back home and she's like, ooh, I was super drunk that night.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That may be what's going on here, but I'd like to know.
Okay.
One way or the other.
You promise you're not just one of those guys that can't understand no.
No.
All right.
All right. Well,
That was weird.
I'm going to call her right now. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Holly, please?
Yeah, this is her.
Holly, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I don't know what that is.
Hi, Holly.
Oh, okay. Holly, it's a radio show. It's called Brooke and Jubal in the morning. Still probably don't know
Okay.
what that means, but
I don't.
I'm calling you today because we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up blowing them off after, they can email us to get you on the phone and ask what happened. So that's why we're calling today.
Are you, I mean, maybe you have the wrong number or something. I don't know who would.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you recently gone on a vacation in Mexico?
Yeah.
Okay, then I think you're the right Holly because the dude that emailed us, his name is Brian.
Okay.
And he told us about meeting you in Mexico and said that you guys hit it off, even went for a walk on the beach and made out a little bit. And you were supposed to go to dinner when you got back to the States, but since then you've texted him and told him that you don't feel there's any chemistry.
Yeah, this is really odd. Why is he calling the radio? I mean, what else did he say?
That's pretty much it. He just wants to know why all of a sudden there's no chemistry when he thought you guys hit it off greatly.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's weird.
You know, and I told him too, like, obviously you told him exactly why you didn't want to go out with him again, but he swears that he thinks something changed, and it didn't change when you guys were making out, that it changed once you got back.
Yeah, okay. Well, to be honest, like, I don't trust him.
You don't trust him?
He seemed really sweet in Mexico, but then when I got back, I started like, I don't know, like red flags. I don't, he sent me texts that were like inappropriate and.
Were
Like,
they like
what?
sex texts or something, or?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you understand what I'm saying.
Like he sent you pictures.
I mean, if you want to get technical, they weren't pictures, but they were not appropriate text.
Okay, so he got all pervy on you out of the blue.
Yeah.
And why? I mean, like, and how is it a mystery that you're not wanting to go out with them then? That's what I don't get.
I mean, again, he was really, really sweet in Mexico, but then he started getting all pervy, and I don't want to see him again.
Well, let's ask him about it, Holly, because the pervert is on the other phone listening right now and wants to talk to you.
What?
Sorry.
Yeah, Brian is actually on the other line and wants to talk to you. Are you there, Brian?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my God. I didn't know that you were going to be on the line. This is so embarrassing.
Embarrassed at what? I don't even know what kind of perverted stuff you're talking about.
You know exactly what you sent me, and I'm not that kind of girl, so.
What? Hang on. Tell me specifics because really, I'm really confused.
Yeah, I want to know specifics too. I want to know what kind of perverted stuff he sent you.
You sent me a bunch of eggplant emojis, and I know what that means.
That's gross, man.
What's the problem with that?
The problem is, come on.
Yeah, I did send you a bunch of eggplant emojis when I was talking about dinner.
So I don't care what you said about dinner. You put that after dinner. I know what you want to do after dinner.
Seriously.
All right, I got to clear this up. I'm going to read you the text. So listen, here it is. Excited to take you to dinner this week. I know this is a perfect place, period. And then I put 1, 2, 3 eggplant emojis.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude, that's a pervy text for sure.
And why are you acting dumb like it's not a pervy text? That's a totally pervy text.
How is that pervy? How is an eggplant pervy? I just don't get that.
Okay.
Shut up. Are you just trying to be dumb to save face?
No, I think he doesn't know.
I don't really know. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Brian, so you don't know what the eggplant emoji stands for?
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I only put those eggplant emojis there because she told me in Mexico she was a vegetarian.
Shut up. Holly, are you really a vegetarian?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he can send inappropriate stuff still.
Damn, Holly, I put those there because I found a vegetarian restaurant to take you to.
Do you really not know what the eggplant stands for in emoji language, Brian?
No, I don't. Eggplants? That's all I saw. An eggplant.
Yeah, it stands for something else, man.
Out of all the vegetable emojis, like salad emojis, something else. Why would you choose that one if you weren't trying to be perverted?
I don't know. It was the first one that came up in the vegetable category.
It does stand out.
Do you believe him, Holly?
I don't know. It sounds like he's changing his story. I thought that he wanted to do stuff after dinner.
No. I wasn't thinking about anything. I didn't know secret meaning of eggplant. I wasn't thinking about that at all. Maybe later on, but I didn't mean anything by that text.
I was thinking it. I wouldn't say it, though.
I don't know what to think. I mean, you shouldn't send those to anyone, no matter what.
Yeah, I'm confused on this one, too.
I think he's learning a lesson.
You believe him?
I do.
Guys, are there any other vegetables I should know about at this point?
Yes.
There are a few things, that you shouldn't send, but maybe Holly can explain those to you in person. Holly, would you like to go out on a second date with Brian? We'll pay for it. I really don't think he understood what the eggplant emoji was.
You seem genuine, which is kind of cute. You didn't know what an eggplant emoji meant, so...
Holly, I'm really sorry. I did not know the secret meaning of eggplant, and I won't send any more of them. Ever. Please.
Oh, look at you. Got to laugh.
Hey.
I mean, I guess you were just naive about it. Sounds a little unbelievable, but I will give you the benefit of the doubt.
So, is that a yes then?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, congratulations, Brian. You got a second date.
Woo.
That is awesome news.
Yeah.
Holly, thank you for giving me another chance. I'm going to send you another text. It's going to be clean and unmistakable.
Yeah.
Had a great time in Mexico. Think we're going to have another one here.
Yeah,
All right.
that's really cute.
And Brian, obviously you need to brush up on your emojis, okay?
Yes.
So is there a class I can take online on YouTube so I can brush up on them?
Maybe you can look on YouTube or ask some friends or something. I will tell you this, the splash emoji means have a nice day. So send that one
Don't
as
believe
much
him.
as possible, okay?
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.